we're back to the letter. We're back to the letter. I don't want to make the intros too long because I want to get back to the letter. I want to make this fucking nightmare happen. I'm so addicted to this game. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. Like, I know that there are other games when I'm done, but like, what am I gonna do when I'm done, you know? Where am I gonna be left? This game's gonna ruin me. But like in a cool, fun way, you know? I'm not gonna lie, I fucking hate the sound of the chandelier, not because I'm like, ooh, it's a spooky sound. It's just not a good sound clip. For something that like keeps going and going, I feel like they could have gotten a better sound clip for that one, huh? Could have spent a whole 3 more minutes on that one, right? Whatever. Okay, continue. So, we are still Rebecca. We're still Rebecca. And we called the professor, like the weird professor guy that's like, oh, some people deserve to die. Fuckhead. And we were just like, oh, I've got a favor to ask you, and then it cut. Also, I think now we're in uncharted territory. I think we're in uncharted territory now. Hello there, Spikey, how you doing? I think we're in uncharted territory now, so we don't know what's gonna happen to Rebecca. We're in like territory where we might be able to kill her. Not in a I want to kill her way. No, I want to kill her way, but in a we gotta fucking straighten up and fly right. We gotta straighten up and fly right. I'm doing real good, darling. Very sleepy. I'm very sleepy. I'm very, very sleepy. I'm super, super sleepy, but I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Yeah, Rebecca's chapter is a little on the lengthy side. I would have preferred a lengthier chapter for one of the characters that I don't hate. But like, you know. Okay. Okay, so we're on October 30th. Let me see. Need to make sure that this is uncharted territory. Yeah. Yeah. Shit me. So we're in full territory of we might be able to kill her.
Oh, yucky ducky.
Because we knew that she was going to be okay up until the point that Hannah called her and was like, hey, how are you doing? Maybe we should be friends. But that was yesterday, so now we're in uncharted waters. Okay. Professor Andrew Clark has agreed to meet with me 2 days later in front of Luxburn's public library. He has other commitments, but being a long-time family friend has its perks. I have my parents' connections to thank for that. Of course, I'm not sought to impose on him often, but the situation is it's not entirely bad, although it does require calling in a few favors from friends like him. I like not entirely bad includes her friend being in a coma and her having seen ghosts a million times. Oh, what game is this? Okay, so this is The Letter. It's a game in which we're going through the same story in a bunch of different people's perspectives. So we start off with Isabella, who tried to sell a haunted mansion and saw a bunch of ghosts and got by a bunch of ghosts. Hannah's the woman that lives in the mansion. Zachary is friends with Isabella and took pictures in the mansion. Marianne is the interior decorator for the mansion, and Rebecca is friends with Isabella and Zachary. All of them so far have seen ghosts. Isabella got put into a coma. Hannah has seen a lot of ghosts, but is fine. Zachary's seen a lot of ghosts, but it's fine. Marianne's seen a lot of ghosts and is now captured and in a basement beneath the mansion. And Rebecca has seen a lot of ghosts and is possibly gonna die. We don't know. So yes. So yeah, the story dots about, and you can kind of tell where you are and what all the characters have done before in this journal. So, but we are currently, as far as we have got ever, I guess, on October the 30th. We don't know these 2 days. So, Rebecca's gonna possibly die. Oops. Well, we'll try not to. We'll try not to, you know? Okay. But I still like that she's like, oh, it's not bad. I mean, my friend is in a coma and I keep seeing ghosts. Also, up until this point, Rebecca's just been like, oh, I think I keep seeing things, but like, no, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not. No, that's ridiculous. Let's not mention it to anyone. And then just last night she had it, she was like, look, Ash, I'm done. I've seen like 500 ghosts and I'm pissed. Go away. She's also in love with Ash, and I can't deal with that because she's been in love with him for like 17 fucking years and gets really pissy about it. She's like, oh, why does he like other girls? Why doesn't he like me? I'm like, bitch, because you're annoying.
Oh, Spiky, thank you so much for following, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. Okay.
Without his signature, I won't be able to gain access to the library's restricted section. If I want to get more in-depth information about the Ermagerd mansion, that is, not simply that they should choose to show it to the general, not simply what they choose to show to the general public. We could just call Luigi. Look, I don't care what the situation is. I don't care if it, like, look, it's ghosts. Yeah, Luigi's good at ghosts because he sucks them up with a Hoover. But, you know what? For just, like, day-to-day life sitches, call it Luigi. You got boy troubles? Luigi. You've been in love with your best friend for years? Luigi. You got a friend in a coma? Luigi. Luigi is always the answer. As much as I hate to admit it, there's always something people censor, and whatever it is, I won't find it in the general section. The chappers. Okay. It has to be what they're keeping here beyond the public eye. The thought of that alone makes me antsy. Thankfully, I don't have to brood over it. The wait for the professor doesn't last long. He never did enjoy making people wait. Likewise, he dislikes people who are tardy. He arrives 5 minutes after I do, greeting with that kind smile and casual wave of his hand. He's a weird man. Yeah, so, yeah, as I said before, like last time...
Oh, thank you for hosting, sweetheart.
Yeah, last time that we talked to him, he was just like, oh, look at all this ghost stuff. Look at all these ghost stuff. Don't you think that some people deserve to die? But look at ghosts. I'm like, no, let's go back to the serial killer thing you said. What? I haven't seen him in so long, but it appears he hasn't changed much. His familiar presence alone is enough for a fond smile to spread across my face.
Professor Andrew.
Rebecca, didn't I say long ago you can drop the professor?
You know I can't possibly do that. Even if I can, it feels disrespectful to call you by your name alone.
Both you and Ashton never listen to this old man. Kids these days.
All right, but just for today, since you're doing me a huge favor, Andrew.
Aw.
I guess you simply can't have it all, even at this old age. But pleasantries aren't what we're here for, yes? You mentioned you needed a permit.
Yes, sir, if that's okay with you.
More than fine. Anything in pursuit of knowledge, as they say.
He hands me the permit without further prompting. Just like he promised, he's also written a recommendation after his signature. Russ Fu. Why does he have a... Sorry, he's got a little love heart after his name. Or is that us? Rebecca. Oh, no, that's us, maybe. That might be us. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, that's us. We put a love heart after our name because we are, as we suspected, 5 years old. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Though I did... Oh, who was it?
Oh, hello, Loli's cousin. How you doing?
Also, hello, Loli.
Hello.
Oh, who was it that I was talking to? Was it Mike? Might have been my pal Mike. Might have been my pal Mike. What was it? Was it Mike or was it I can't remember who it was. It might have been Adam, weird little. Anyway, whatever. One of my friends, I can't remember who it was. Oh, one of my male friends was just like, I remember when I was doing my stuff. Oh no, it must have been Adam. Anyway, it was like, yeah, when I was young and I was like making my signature for the first time. Also, he knows he is saying this to two like massive homos. He was just like, it's like, yeah. So like when I was young and I was doing my signature, I wanted I did it, and then I was like, oh, I'll sign it, like I'll put like a kiss at the end, but then I was like, no, that's too gay, so I did a love heart instead. So to this day, I mean, like,
that all signatures do and just degrade it to a scribble. But he was just like, I just love the idea of when he was younger, he was just like, I mean, like, I do want to put a little kiss after the end of my name, but that's something a grade A homosexual would do. What screams straight man?
Love heart.
So to this day, that's what he's got, which is fucking ludicrous. And I love that. Oh my god.
This is more than enough to give me those files. I mutter a small thanks before slipping it into my pocket. Though when I look back up, his brows are furrowed, the very face of curiosity. Not surprising, considering how vague I've been during our little talk over the phone. Right then and there, I've decided to tell him if he ever asks. Maybe not all of it, but stuff he needs to know. It's the least I can do to thank him. I've got 1,000,000 burps inside of me. As expected, true to his inquisitive nature, he asks.
If you don't mind, though, I know you've always been an eager learner, but may I know what in the restricted section that piqued your curiosity?
No.
It's the Unguard Mansion, sir.
He's quick to raise an eyebrow at that, and for a while I feel he'll take the slip of paper back. Is there something in it, in what I said?
The ones they have out in the general isn't enough?
I'm, hoping for a more in-depth read, sir. More about the history and the people who once lived there. The general section doesn't have anything much on that.
Oh, I see. Well, you certainly aren't the first one to be enamored with that place. It doesn't shock me. The architecture is admirable, and the urban legends are something to talk about. Why, just this past week, I've got a few asking me about that. Imagine that.
It was Zach. It was Zach.
Okay.
I think enamored might be a little too much to describe our interest in it. But I have to agree. The mansion is beautiful, even with the renovations. They kept the stained glass windows, too. They are magnificent.
We're doing it again. Look, one of the most baffling things about this game is sometimes it just takes large sections to talk about fucking interior design when there are goddamn mother-shitting, mother-crapping ghosts just on the lizardy loose. Why? I don't care about your interior goddamn design when we're talking about some mother frickin' frackin' fripple frapple ghosts that are just in the hizzy. Why? Oh my god.
Oh, you've seen it.
I was there for a few hours to attend a housewarming party. The invitation was for my parents, but they couldn't make it. My mum used to work as a private tutor for the Evans. Hannah Wright?
Ah, I know of her. Her husband, too. Who doesn't? Luxborn's most popular couple.
Something falls behind his eyes, the warmth in them suddenly gone, like he's reliving a painful distant memory and seeing it play right in front of him. Disappears almost as soon as it surfaces, but that look has unsettled something in me.
This man is a creepy boy.
Is something the matter?
Nothing much. But you know, you're already like a daughter to me. So if you could, do be careful with the friends you make.
Is this about the right, sir?
Just a friendly advice from an old man. Don't think much about it.
I try not to think about anything old men tell me.
Anyway, I have to leave now. Can't miss my weekly serving of bear claws.
Oh, never mind, you like bear claws? Good boy.
Say hi to your parents at the detective inspector for me, will you? I wish you luck with all that research.
I will. Thanks for this, Andrew.
I like this Rebecca face. It's very cute. She's very
Oh.
Andrew gives my shoulder a light squeeze, the gesture younger me has always appreciated, and quickly crosses the street after. I watch him until he disappears behind the door to a cafe, until the doubt swimming inside my head finds a moment to rest. Whatever his business is with the Wrights isn't anything I should concern myself about. But somehow, in the grand scheme of things now, it all feels oddly relevant. The how, though, I've yet to find out.
yeah, it's rare you get to see her happy face.
And I'm hoping the library will give me the answers I want this time. On a gloomy Sunday morning, the library is especially empty. The second floor in particular. I've always considered this place to be a sanctuary, a respite away from the hubbub of the city. As a child, I grew up reading books here, spending hours here to no end, poring over pages, living out fantasies in my head until my parents called me home. Now it feels nothing like it. The silence is smothering. Suffocating. Even with how clean they've kept the microfiche room, how entire... I love the word microfiche.
I love the word microfiche. Like, the idea, I know it's fiche instead of fish, but like the idea that a microfiche is not a tiny little fiche is like ridiculous. It's first off, that's the most ridiculous part about it. But also microfiche. It's a very good word for a machine that I don't understand.
Microfiche. Like, what if it is just little fish? Like little tiny fishes, like plankton.
It is microfiche, but it's not. It's a microfiche, you know? It's learning instead of tiny fishes. Anyway. I was gonna start it.
How entire small of it lacks a speck of dust or clutter.
Breathing is a struggle for air. Not far into my stay, I begin to long for this noise outside, and perhaps as a way to calm the unease, I start to hum a tune. If you fucking start goddamn humming London Bridge is falling down like the creepy ghost child who's friends with a creepy ghost, I'm going to punch you. Imagine that. I'm going to kill you. I hate this woman. I hate this woman and your creepy songs and everything. What kind of games do I play? Well, for the stream, I mostly do like visual novels and like dating sims and point and click. Oh yeah, thank you. I've got my good knuckle cracks. But yeah, for streams, I mostly play like point and click adventures and visual novels and like dating sims and stuff, because they're like I like things where I've got like a little bit of voice acting and crap in there. It's fun, and I think they're interesting for like streams, you know.
But just me, I normally like playing like RPGs. RPGs are like my favorite games, like action adventure ones. I like them a lot. Like I like Dishonored and I like Skyrim, and I like I like the Dragon Age. I mean, like, all of my tattoos are up. All my tattoos are. I've got my Dragon Age tattoo and my Mass Effect tattoos and my Skyrim tattoo, which is too far up here.
What about MMO? I'm not a big fan of MMOs. It depends what kind. I guess. But I'm not a big fan of like top-down kind of ones. I don't know. Mass Effect is the greatest. I got my reporter punching arm ready. I like yeah. There are some that I like, but I normally like. Gaming for me is like an escape from people, and then I'm just like,
But games with other people? What about Ismay's time for Ismay?
Though there are a couple of those I do like. It does its job, however, fills the lull. I cannot believe she's. Oh, I've never played MapleStory, but like it looks fucking cute. I can't believe she's singing that goddamn spooky nightmare child song. Does its job, however, fills the lull with something far less awkward, far less deafening, and that is enough for distraction. I have business here. No time for silly daydreams, only important work to attend to. Even if there's a possibility of it being fruitless by some means, it feels like I have to do it. If not for me, then for people who have been affected by this what do people even call this? A haunting? Halloween prank gone wrong? A curse? Isabella was here. What would she say? Isabella's in a coma, bitch! I know. Okay, I don't know why I needed to remind her. It's always looked like very, very cute to me, but I've never gone into it.
I don't know why I've never played.
Well, it's because I don't have it. It's because I don't have it, which is why I've not played it. That makes sense. Will she panic? Will she be angry if I only listen to her now? It all stems from that one moment in the movie house, doesn't it? We could have avoided this, and had we only taken her warnings to heart. One stupid mistake is all it took to send our normal lives on a downward spiral. Frankly, I'm no longer sure if I'm angry at myself for it, or at the universe for throwing us into this mess. But we can only make do of what little we have, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Going here might not be the right decision, but it's a start.
A good start.
Doesn't take much time for me to find what I need. A microfiche of old newspapers, long kept in special storage cabinets at the far end of the restricted section. I don't know what, the movie house. Every time that now I'm just thinking of what was that game? I really loved it. I loved it a lot. Night in the Woods. Night in the Woods was such a lovely game. I love that.
And there was a little section where you had to like find a thing in a microfiche, and that was fun. You got to get your little cat hands, and you're like microfiche.
It was great. Aw, thank you. Night in the Woods is like such a good game. I've still not played through the kind of the I've only played through the route where you mostly hang out with not Angus, what's his name? Oh, why can't I remember his name? My fave boy. Well, no, Angus is fave boy. Not B. Oh, what's the little fox boy's name? Why can't I remember my fox boy?
I love him. I love him. He was so precious.
And he's very good. I only did the one where like you hang out with him mostly. It was very good. The years 1620s and beyond, before the city of Luxburn even exists in the records, when the mansion has just been built, and Anselm is nothing but a mere sleepy hamlet near a river. A lot of pieces are missing. Days, sometimes several consecutive weeks without any records remaining. Often it goes on for years. Troublesome, but as it is, I'm lucky enough to find anything at all, considering how far I'm looking back. Thank you. Can't be picky now. Can't waste time mulling over what record keepers of the old could have made to make this a breeze for me.
I can still work with this.
The faint whir of the microfiche machine keeps me company as I go over each slide, each image, hoping for something that goes beyond what the local law knows. End of October. Yeah, I should have more time at the end of October. After October ends to do things. It's just because I've got two like medical appointments in the coming like week. I've got the housewarming party tomorrow. I've got an event that I'm working at. I've got all of my my various podcast things. Greg rules okay. Greg rules okay. Oh, I forget Greg. Greg rules okay. Oh. There are snippets, little mentions of the family that once settled in the house here and there. The usual singing of praises for the couple who helped bring up. I get. They got so lazy with tenses. For the couple who helped bring up what was once a tiny settlement into a buzzing town. Nothing substantial, nothing I didn't know before. It continues on like this for a good while, until I come by the years after their deaths. People of Anselm might have loved Lord William and Lady Elizabeth Ermigerd, mourned their passing, and held them in high esteem the years after. But it was their daughter that was remembered fondly by the townspeople. If her parents built this town, Lady Charlotte was the one who made it prosper. Remarkable, considering it was a period of recovery from a bout of plague that killed half the town's population, including her parents. What's surprising, though... Oh no! Oh wait. Oh no, okay, so she puts herself to local slave trade. That's good. I thought that this was like the long dark hair of the ghost, and I thought that she was doing a bad, but she's doing a good? Okay. Ugh. Apparently, her time also marked more than superficial changes to the place. She moved things, changed laws, altered old customs and traditions. If they were done on a woman's whimsy, it doesn't say. What? But she seems capable enough for more than that. Then why? Oh, whatever. The gist of it is, the town she rebuilt. It's what eventually grew to become Luxburn City, while the nearby Anselm village remains as it was, a relic of old. A frown swiftly forms my face.
So, why is there a need to hide this?
One by one, I try to recall every lesson I've gone through, every book, paper, and journal I've read. None of those ever mentioned this. It's always the lord and lady of the house, their endearing child, always an afterthought to those anecdotes, the one who always took her life in the end. No, never someone who restored a town from the brink of collapse or brought new ideas to it. Is it because she's a woman?
That pisses me off.
Yeah. Granted, not everything is sunshine and rainbows. Not all aspects of her can be considered admirable.
But this is history. Some parts are bound to naturally delve into unpleasant territory whether I like it or not. Witch hunts, for example, became common near the end of her life. There you go. That's more like it. Which would have been completely unremarkable and might have gone to become a mere footnote in history if it didn't involve Lady Charlotte and the very slave she saved.
Hello there, Valka-chan. How you doing, baby? Hello. Oh my goodness. Hi. How you doing, hon?
It caused quite a stir, enough to leave almost a week's worth of clippings. The girl was eventually burned, condemned by an entire town.
Okay, so remind me when last one I was like, oh, I thought that was the witch, you know? I thought it was the ghost, and then I was like, no, it's not. And now, no, never mind. Never mind. She burned the hell out of a witch. Never seen or heard this game. Seems kind of serious for a change. Yeah,
It's a spooky game. We're playing a spooky game because it's Spooktober. And Spooktober calls for spooky games. Okay.
At the word of Lady Charlotte alone. But this doesn't really have anything to do with the curse, does it? Unless that woman following us around and the slave are the same person.
I mean, why did the seriousness leave? I can't possibly imagine how.
Tale of revenge, how cliché. However, with the lack of accurate photographs, it's impossible to tell. Maybe if I squint, the illustration will start resembling her. But in my field, it doesn't work that way. It shouldn't work that way. I'll be the laughingstock of the community.
This isn't going anywhere.
Mentally exhausted, I take a careful step away from the screen, pressing a palm to my tired eyes. The lack of ample light in this area doesn't help. A headache already threatens to form at the back of my head, yet I'm nowhere near figuring things out. This is simply too much to take in all at once.
I should have asked for someone's help.
Now I'm at a dead end. Stop saying things with dead in it. You're in a spook situation.
oh yeah. I mean, Ken Sujo was like a kind of like serious boy. Then Deponia came along and we're like, no, serious boy is not for now.
I start gathering everything around me and placing them back in their respective envelopes for storage, and the motions no longer new after volunteering here a number of times. I didn't make much mess anyway, considering the lack of materials available to begin with. I'll have to look somewhere else. The where remains unknown, though. But just as I'm about to slip the last of the slides in, something catches my attention. My hand pauses, the microfiche halfway between its protective sleeve. This is one of the few I set aside without taking a careful look at it. Seems like a gossip column at first glance, but on closer look, I slide it back into the reader, gently turning the dials in search of the page. It takes some time, but once the image becomes clear... Whoa. Must have had this drawing commissioned for this announcement. I don't doubt it. The details are far more intricate, the likeness likely closer to how they might have appeared at the time. They're both recognizable this way, closer to the paintings I've seen in the mansion. However, it's the man standing beside her, Edward Godfrey, according to the article that caught my attention previously. Her first cousin, and eventually her fiancé. Maybe it's the posture, the manner he holds himself. No! Maybe it's the shape of his eyes, though I can't be too certain about that until I've got a better reference. Nevertheless, there is a resemblance. It looks eerily like...
Oh my god, he looked like Luke. He looked like Luke. Oh my god. He looked like Luke. Douchebag Luke, huh? But... okay, no, here's the thing, because, like, yeah, the ghost in the mansion was, like, oddly protective of him, and so it would make sense if it was Lady Charlotte Ermigerd, because, like, she's like, oh, I love this man, now he's mine, but one, she doesn't look anything like the ghost, you know, like, because the ghost has, like, long, dark, straight hair, and Lady Charlotte has, like, this, like, blonde coif, you know? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Cause like, okay.
My head snaps up, glowering at whoever's running in the floor above. Any day I'd march upstairs and reprimand whoever it is.
This is a library, for heaven's sake.
Well, we're getting kind of to the end of Rebecca's, so like maybe.
Hello there, Dex.
But now isn't the time. I've gotten what I need. Without wasting another minute, I hit the machine's print button for a copy of the page, while my other hand moves to put everything back into storage. A ragged exhale slips from me. Relief, perhaps, or maybe this is already exhaustion. Regardless, soon I'm closing my eyes as I wait for the printer to finish, if only to stave off a headache building up from everything. No, stop singing the creepy song! Sometime I've even begun humming the same song again for comfort. Despite my doubts about this, despite all the tension in my shoulders. This may be a small find, but at least I can start somewhere. We can start somewhere. There's a way out of this. I know it. The printer sputters to a halt. However, its sound isn't what makes me snap my eyes open. No, don't do this! Oh, it's it's London Bridge is falling down.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down.
I like that everyone's like, it's London Bridge. It's the London Bridge one. What if we just didn't? What if it said we just don't? We just hot. How about hot not? How about hot not? How about hot not? A feeling, a chilly brush of air behind my back. Oh, we're gonna die. Okay, brief enough for something sickening to suddenly lodge itself in my throat while I take in my surroundings. It's that suffocating sensation again, creeping to every part of me, crawling under my skin. Draining me little by little of any strength. From that day in the mansion, from that brief moment at the school. Without delay, I grab the papers and make a quick beeline for the door. Oh! Fuck me! Oh my god! Jesus! Oh, my heart! Oh, my heart! My fucking heart! Jesus Christ! Okay, cool, great, yeah, awesome. Christ, my whole body freezes.
What are you doing, Miss Pink?
No, why have you got child voice? I hold my breath, not daring to make any noise. For a little while, only the sound of papers crumpling under my grasp fills the room. The excitement from earlier gone instantly. The place, oh god! Oh god! Remember the loud sound? Oh, it was her creeping along the ceiling! Oh god. Replaced by a cold, seeping dread spreading throughout my limbs. But more than the fears, anger. Okay, good girl. It pains me to hear her use my student's voice against me. The more than once I believed it was really her. She has no right.
Why don't you play with me?
Although she hasn't made a move, if there isn't a wall behind me, I'll probably take a step back. Anything to put a distance between us, no matter how small, as long as I'm out of her reach. Look, it's spooky times. But I steel myself. Bitch, get some, bitch. Because if I do fall back, turn away from her, I'll be left with no way out. I'm not dying here.
You think you scare me?
Get it, bitch?
Pink, don't be so rude. I'm waiting.
I'm not afraid of you, you spook. This is one Scotswoman. You aren't getting into an early grave without a fight.
Grave!
Come at me!
Come at me, fucking square goal like me. Look, if you want her to be Scottish, then it's square goal like. You wanna fucking want me? That's square goal. I expect she'll lunge, prove to me what a monster she is. Instead, all she gives me is a smile, twisted and gnarled. We don't know if it's a demon or like a ghost, or we don't know. We don't know. It's as if time has crawled to a stop at the sight of it. A split-second decision. Before I know it, my body shifts. Eyes closing in anticipation, a hand grabbing whatever's solid enough on a nearby table, hurling at her. Use that book weapon, bitch! Book attack! I don't bother looking if whatever I threw hit its mark. I run. I run as fast as my legs can carry me, despite my heart threatening to burst out my chest.
But in the maze of bookshelves, the whole place is almost void of people. No! Head for the door. Oh my god. No! No! Oh no, we're gonna kill her! Oh my god, we're gonna kill her! Oh my god, we're gonna kill her. We're gonna kill her. The door. I know. No, that's my thing. Like, I feel like head for the door. I feel like head for the door. What if it's locked? No, okay, wait. Oh my god. No, wait, I have no idea. I have no idea. No, let's not do hints. Let's not do hints. But oh my god. I know upstairs would be a dead end, but what if the door is a dead end too? Oh my god. Okay, upstairs would end in confrontation no matter what. That makes sense. Oh my god. Okay, I think we have to go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, door might be a dead end, but upstairs will be a dead end. But I don't want a dead end, you know? I mean, this one makes the most sense. Wait, did I save? Yeah, I saved. Yeah. Upstairs, she's on the ceiling and can't go up. No, you can still climb up. She can climb up ceilings, then she can like, she can like spider. She can spider, right? I think we have to go for the door. I think we have to go for the door, right? What if there's children that you can feed to the monster upstairs? What if I can feed children to the monster? Okay, no, I think we have to go for the door, right? I think we have to go for the door, right? We have to go for the door. We have to try and leave. Oh my god, what if it's locked? Okay, no, the logic behind it is sound. The logic behind is sound. Because, like, upstairs will be a dead. My only thing is, like, maybe, okay, wait, did anyone at any point in this story say something about upstairs? Apart from we heard running upstairs, but, like, no, that must have been just the running on the ceiling. Look, backlog. Did anyone say anything about upstairs? Where was it? What it was upstairs? Okay. Okay. Okay, Rebecca and Andrew. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, the library is empty on the second floor in particular. I mean, that's where we are. Sounds so small. I don't know what to do! Okay, no, we have to go for the door. We have to go for the door, right? Oh! Oh shit! Oh god! Okay. If there's one, it's out of the room. There is one that's out of this room. Out of this place, as far away as anyone can get from her. Oh my god. I can think about the rest of what I can do after I'm outside, when there are other people I can ask for help. When she's not chasing after me like this. There's no hesitation in my steps as I race for the restricted section's door. I head downstairs and barrel straight for the library's exit. Towards safety, in a desperate bid for my life. The library rules be damned. I can no longer hear her behind me, but I'm not taking my chances. A breath almost escapes me as I near the door. Please don't be locked. Please don't be locked. A little more. When out of nowhere, a library cart careens from a blind corner and slams into my sides. My back hits the floor with a hard thud, the impact completely knocking the breath out of me. The copper tang of blood gradually spreads over my tongue as I fight to get my bearings back. What the fuck? I force myself to move, even with the excruciating pain coursing through my limbs. The exit's almost there, if only I can... Fuck me! But there's no moment's respite. No. The next thing I know, there's a heavy weight atop of me, and cold digits slide around my neck. Fuck me! Tight like a vice, pressing, closing in, leaving me gasping for air. Through my blurred vision, I can only make out a hateful gleam, in the spite in her eyes as she looms over my body, with her grip on my throat grows tighter. Desperation kicks in. Okay, there's gonna be a mini-game. My nails dig into her wrist as I struggle against her firm grip. I'm going trying to pry her fingers away.
Let go. Let me go.
Okay. Oh, God. Wait, what? Keep the slider and the green bar by moving the... Oh! What? What? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, I did it. Okay. She just fucked that thing aside with a book. She just fucked that bitch aside with a book. I don't think twice. My limbs are moving at their own on their own before what I could fully register in my brain and my lungs could recover. Behind me, she lets out a cry, loud, sharp, loud, and thunderous against the empty walls of the library. You did it, Daddy! Daddy did it! But the fear her wails bring compares nothing to the relief washing over me when I finally make it out. Oh, thank you, Jesus! Okay. Oh, quick escape. Got a quick escape. Got a quick escape achievement. Get out of the library before it's too late. Oh my God. My knees buckle as soon as my feet hit the pavement, its surface cold and hard against my skin. I've only been in there a few hours, about 1 or 2 probably. I don't know anymore, it feels like an eternity all the same. My breathing hasn't slowed down yet, and I don't expect it to after going through that. Probably look like the most undignified creature on a Sunday morning right now, out of breath, disheveled, slumped here, and a bloodied lip and all. But at present, I simply can't bring myself to care, even when a few passers-by start giving me strange looks. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Stare at me all you want. I don't give a single fuck. I'm alive. I'm safe. This isn't the end yet, but I'm safe. And inside my bag is something that could get us out of this mess. Nothing definite yet. I don't want to get my hopes up, but it's still something. Isabella's here, I'm sure she'll feel the same. She'll even be the first one who'll put her faith on it. Whatever this will lead us to is a victory on its own. Now all that's left is to find the others, the rest of us trapped in this bloody nightmare. Right on cue, as if an answer to my previous thought, my phone lets out a beep, and I pick up, simply hoping it'll be one of them, but I hear some spooky music that I don't like. With the help of Professor Andrew Clark, Rebecca was able to get access to the Luxburn Library's restricted section. In there, she discovered numerous accounts of the Ermigairns, all hidden from the public. Her research was interrupted, however, when a spooky bowie goes. Okay, it's Ash. Wait, one second. I need to get a quick drink. I need a quick get something to drink. 1 second. I got a sec.
Well.
From Ashton. There's a pang of disappointment, of course, but it brings some reassurance that nothing's happened to at least one of them.
Hey, Becca, call me back when you're free. We need to talk. ASAP.
It ends right there. The message less than a minute long, curt, and gives nothing away. I let it ease my worries regardless and do as he asks. Because this too is another triumph for us. One less thing to worry about. We got over the ghost thing fucking fast as dicks, huh? That was a speedy dick move. We're like, whatever. Okay, so Zach and Ash are at the mansion right now. Rebecca was seen limping out of Luxburn Public Library late Sunday morning. Checking her mobile, a lone voicemail from Ashton was on it, telling her they need to talk ASAP. Why was a demon lady choking you, Daddy? Well, first her name is Broken, and second, I asked for it. But this one,
I don't know. I don't know if she's a demon. So I think that she's like a spirit. I think that she's a spirit instead of a demon. Like, we just keep calling her whatever, to be fair. But like, I think that she's like, I don't know, she might be like,
a vengeful spirit. She might be a vengeful spirit. You know?
What about Bourbon and Gin? What are you chatting about? Oh, right. The spirit like Bourbon and Gin. That took me a minute. That took me a hot min.
What?
Oh my god, we're Ash now. Oh my god. Okay, so we saved Becca. Okay, 28th. Oh my god, what? The 28th? We are not back in time at all. Oh my god. Okay. So we saved Becca. Becca's alive. We managed to keep Becca alive. GG Ismay. No F to pay your respects, only GG. We're on the 28th? So we don't get to know what Ashton was doing this entire time. Like, Ash has been going on a murder investigation and we don't get to know anything about it? Fuck me, okay. Okie doodles, I guess. Ash.
Aw, his birthday is December 26th. Oh, that's gotta suck.
That's gotta suck. Anyone that's got birthdays like that close to Christmas, like, it's fine as a child because, like, people normally, like, go out of their way to be like, no, there is Christmas and there is birthday. But when you're an adult, there's like 2 for 1, bitch.
He's a detective, he's American Japanese, he's a Christian, but not practicing. He's got a bachelor's degree in forensic science, don't always say bachelor's like an asshole. He likes taiyaki ice cream, Shirley.
That's his car.
Ophelia.
Who the fuck is Ophelia?
Old-timey action movies and thrillers, kart racing, jazz and swing, Sherlock Holmes, and justice!
That's great. I love this. Look, if anyone asks me what I like, what I like in this world, it's like, so what are your likes? I'm like, I don't know. Well, I like Dungeons and Dragons. I like tabletop gaming. I like video games. I like books. I like listening to podcasts, and I like justice. Like, that's very good to me. Okay. There was little love between his parents, and though he grew up privileged, he found little joy in student life. He saw the standard testing system as a chore and considers his popularity among his peers to be an annoyance. Okay, Ash. Alright, Ash. Rebecca was the only one he considered a friend in Sickaretti. Oh, right. Oh, when he was in school. Okay. This is phrased really weird and annoying. He was no better when he went to university. If anything, his indifferent outlook got worse with his parents' divorce. He initially took law, but was quickly disillusioned by how heavy-handed and abused the system was. Forensic science, on the other hand, became fascinating for him. He served a brief time as a police officer before he applied to join Luxburg's criminal investigation department. Early on, he was too eager to deal with justice, but his numerous years in service became quite the learning experience for him. Now, as a detective inspector, he's been assigned his biggest case yet. Sick nasty, bitch. Okay. I cannot believe we are going right to the 28th. So the 28th is the party. The 28th is the party, is the housewarming party. Wow, we're skipping right ahead. So we don't get to know anything about his all the fucking criminal shit he's been doing. That's interesting. It's gonna speed the fuck up, I guess, game. Parties have never really been my thing. No, I can't believe I'm not doing my English voice anymore. Oh god, how do I do, it said 28th. And he's talking about how much he doesn't like parties, right? They're always such a hassle and take so much time off my day. Prior plans and commitments cancelled, all for the sake of playing along with others.
Welcome.
Night, darling.
Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, party.
I hated them even as a child.
Please, make yourselves at home.
Mom often insisted. She'd slick my hair back, put me in one of those stuffy dinner jackets, and if there were any other children around, urged me to make friends. Never mind how utterly loud or tedious it was, all for the sake of keeping up appearances. To some extent, the lies of Ari surrounded me, long before I'd chosen what I wanted to do with my life. Luckily, there were easy ways to tune everything out, and much to my mom's frustration, I always managed to sneak my CD player along. I kept to myself and to my music, had my own little world, until I learned to observe. It's a simple matter of awareness, really, and for someone with keen eyes, a shrewd necktie or a simple flick of the wrist alone could tell volumes about a person. Still don't like parties, especially ones as big and fancy as the Wrights' housewarming. However, when there's actual reason to go to them, I figure they're not too bad.
Be careful with Shirley, alright?
Besides, like it or not, it's all part of the job. I'm here on a mission. One that has the name Luke Wright plastered all over it. Look at the wrist. You'd think the man would want to remain inconspicuous after his name was linked to several high-profile crimes across Luxburn. Granted, most of them, I guess, have gone cold over the years, having stagnated without any lead or evidence, but that still doesn't make him any less suspect. Yet here he is, throwing a party in his own backyard. Well, it's actually in the house, but... Although, having observed the man this past year, I'm not even shocked. He craves it, the damn spotlight. Constantly yearns for attention like a neglected puppy. It doesn't take a genius to figure out why he's nowhere to be found at his own party. But that's not the problem here. What pisses me off is how far his reach extends, how close he's creeped into the lives of the people I care about. Again, like a stubborn itch he couldn't be rid of. First, Professor Clark, then there's Isabella. I also spotted Z-Man here a while ago, and now there's also Rebecca.
Can't you at least act with a bit more shame?
Becca, if I find a single scratch on Shirley, there will be hell to pay.
No. I tried.
There will also be hell to pay if he so much as harms a hair on either Zach or Rebecca's heads. Might have already done so with Isabella, and I wasn't able to do a single thing to keep her safe. Can't let the same mistake happen again. I doubt he'll attempt anything in front of other people, though. It would tarnish his glorious reputation, and he values appearances more than anything. That doesn't necessarily mean he isn't capable of it, more than, in fact, and on the off chance he does something...
Look at her, she's happy for once. Oh boy.
I won't be responsible for my actions.
Those guys know what they're doing. They're handling cars worth more than your precious Shirley.
For Zachary and Rebecca's sakes, however, I really hope this simply will be another housewarming party. Even though something tells me it's anything but. Call it a detective's intuition or whatever. When Luke Wright's involved, nothing good has ever come out of it. Can't let my guard down here. Even more so when a familiar car slows to a stop and out comes...
Chief?
Chief? This face, Ash! My presence here might be odd at best, but I have an excuse. One that this man handed to me himself a year ago, along with a heavy dose of flattery for the newly promoted detective inspector. Can't exactly say the same for my good old boss, can I? Though to see him here, chatting it up with Luxburn's rich and famous, isn't such a big surprise in itself. No disrespect meant, but the guy's obviously a social climber. What is surprising is the fact he seems all too eager to mingle with a person of interest's wife. Just what in the hell is he doing here?
Ashton, what's...
Sorry, Becca, I just saw someone I need to catch up with. Longtime friend.
What the shit is going on here?
Wait, Ash, what about...
This won't be long. Be careful while I'm gone, okay?
Oh my god, it takes you the entire party. You abandoned her for the entire party. God, I'm excited to see Zach's detective adventures in this place. Because from Rebecca's perspective, she was just like, he's just not talking to me and drinking a lot of wine and eating a lot of fancy cheese. What the fuck, Ash?
Hey, be careful. About what exact...
I don't want to draw attention to myself either. At least not until he's given me proper reason to spoil his little party.
Thank you for the invite, Anna. Husband still missing, I see.
I should be saying the same of your darling Rochelle, Lee. The doctors again.
For now, the best I can do is remain inconspicuous, especially with Chief here, whose motives are dubious at best. If it means having to pretend I don't know Zach and Rebecca, or forcing myself to rub elbows with people I barely know, let alone like, so be it. It can't involve anyone. Oh. I mean, of course he was trying to save them. Like, of course. He's not just gonna go to a party and be like, fuck you, Becca! I mean, he might. Whatever. You know what? Maybe he does. Wandering is out of the question as well, when there are guards and civvies stationed here and there. Sure, getting past them is something I could do with ease, but I'd rather not right now. When I'm one of the few stooping, but I'd rather not right now. When I'm one of the few snooping and roaming about, it'd be best to try and do so once there's a crowd of people. And if their interior designers' drunken claims are to be believed.
Yes, well, what about Luke? Should we file a missing persons report now, or do you want to wait 24 hours?
Your fucking boss is a pervert! Okay.
He's around.
I mean, your husband and your wife are having, like, an affair, but what adds? What adds, you know?
I can tell if someone's bluffing.
It'll all come down to how well I'll play my cards tonight. With a good hand, this party is gonna give me the breakthrough I need to crack Luke right, or something to prove my suspicions wrong. Maybe find out what kind of game my boss is also playing. I've had an inkling before, a few hunches tempered down by how much of a bumbling fool the man appears. But one does not simply deal with the rights and get invited to a party they host without wanting anything from either of the two. Or it's the other way around. So, with a last weary glance at the two, I head into the ballroom. I just hope this will not complicate things further. Ah, shit. Every time with the music. Okay. By the time the party's in full swing, night has fallen, yet there still isn't a Luke right in sight. Man can be quite ostentatious, but this, frankly, I'm impressed. I don't even know how many hors d'oeuvres I've already stuffed my face with. At this moment, Rebecca's off to the side like, I fucking hate this asshole. I fucking hate this asshole. I fucking hate this asshole. And he's like, oh, Ash, most relatable character, doesn't really want to be around people and just wants to eat hors d'oeuvres and drink wine. I would be. Imagine Ismay at a fancy party. Imagine Ismay at a fancy party. It's like, got my little wiggle arms. Gotta get little wiggle arms that I can break out. Be like, I like your hors d'oeuvres. Give me your hors d'oeuvres. Okay. One too many, probably. Servers are already giving me the stink eye every time I saunter over to the buffet table. Blame your employer, not me. He's the one who has the guts to show up late. Besides, most of the guests' idle talk is concentrated in this area, despite standing under the same roof with the very people they're whispering about. Some just couldn't resist. Might as well keep an ear out for any useful info.
Is Suarez still fixing that tech problem? Tech problem?
It's been 3 years. Sooner or later, the blighter will put 2 and 2 together.
Let's go over these names, huh? Idling guest, chatty gossip, and blabbermouth. That is the detective trio that we have been waiting for. Okay.
He might have already.
If the red tape I'm being slammed with these past few months suggests anything. That, or someone has been pulling the strings. Wouldn't be shocked. This case would not have gone on this long if Scumbag didn't have a mule or some kind in the force. I mean, is it not the detective inspector, huh?
Shush you, we all know Suarez just wants an out.
I knew he was bad news the day the merger with Evans Incorporated happened.
Fair. Glad I did not have to deal with that.
But keep it down, someone might hear. The wife especially.
Have they changed the accents these times? Wait, okay, Blabbermouth.
It's been 3 years. Sooner or later, the blighter will put 2 and 2 together.
Also Blabbermouth.
I knew he was bad news the day the merger with Evans Incorporated happened.
Also Blabbermouth.
But keep it down, someone might hear. The wife especially.
And then chatty gossip.
Tech problem. Shush you, we all know Suarez just wants an out.
Feh. Glad I didn't know I have to deal with that.
That's so good. That's so good. That's very good. That's very good. That's so good. Okay. Oh my god. This kind of negligence has always been an advantage, but sometimes I wish I could be smashed drunk while doing this. Having sharp ears also means you get to hear the most unsavory things. Who cheated on who this week? One person's motive for bashing someone's skull against a wall, or father's excuse for burning his own daughter alive, that sort of stuff. That sort of stuff, you know? Idle chatter. After a few years, it gets tiring. You get desensitized to it. But humans can be also downright awful. Sometimes there simply isn't enough brain bleach in the world. Sadly, the wine is a no-go tonight, and mostly for show. I'm up for another test drive later, for one, and I definitely want to be sober in case anything comes up. Another test drive later? Where'd I get that? Another drive later. Something always comes up in assignments like this. A detective inspector dying of cardiac arrest, for example. Because I can feel the moment my heart grinds to a halt, the second I shift my eyes to a corner of the ballroom.
Hana Wright.
Oh, okay. Some will say I'm acting a touch paranoid, and maybe I am. This is a party and she's a hostess. She's the hostess. Goes to say she'd take the time to mingle with her guests. But Hannah Wright and Nee Evans isn't without her fair share of accolades. At least to the public, she doesn't seem like it. And like her husband, she's the one with the business sense, not to mention the impressive track record needed to manage a company. Or effectively hide whatever irregularity there may be. She's clean as far as my agents and I found, but it doesn't rule out a possible involvement with whatever her husband's up to. Even with Z-Man's personal opinion of the woman, there's certain gut feelings you couldn't shake off. Hell, Luke Wright's come out clean in previous reports until I bothered to take a deeper look into it. What I've found may not be sufficient to bring anyone to trial yet, but it's enough to nurture suspicion. This may be a bit of an overreaction, but no one lasts long in my line of work by being careless.
You would catch his eye a lot better if you wore nicer clothes, don't you think?
Didn't realize the housewarming was going to be this fancy. I would have gone with a nice dress if I knew.
Nothing to be worried about then. She's probably even more careful with appearances than her own husband, having grown up with the spotlight focused on her. But even knowing that, the anxiety stays. It's been there since the party started. I've brushed it off earlier. Who wouldn't feel edgy, right? Gone undercover in a party hosted by the very person I'm investigating. That in itself is risky and has plenty of room for error. Usually, though, the tension passes around the first half hour or so. I've been trained to remain composed in situations like this. So yeah, okay. So this is the first time that... No, it's not the first... No, never mind. No, I'm a liar. This is definitely not the first time Ash has been to the mansion. So has he just not seen ghosts this week? Has Ash just not seen ghosts this week? We'll have to pay attention to when he sees ghosts. We'll have to pay attention to see when he sees ghosts. Because maybe there's something I've been missing. Blorp. However, with each second I spend here, it only grows heavier and seeks to overwhelm. An odd feeling that someone is watching me instead. Okay, never mind, ghost. Oh, never mind. Hey, never mind, sweetheart, never mind. Oops. Get rid of that. Fuck that into the corner. It's been like this since last week, but I should already be used to this. The help me wind is happening. The help me wind is happening. I can hear the help me wind. Okay. I look mad if you've not been here for the playthrough. Sometimes there's a wind that whistles by that goes, help me. and it's playing right now. Otherwise, I just look mad. Okay. People would be looking at me no matter how small or big a blip I am on their radar. That's what they do in these things. When the feeling of eyes burning into my back lingers longer than necessary. No! They're looking around every now and then to catch the culprit. No luck. And despite my efforts to push the sensation as far down as I could, tiny pinpricks continued to sting the back of my head, and the ghost of a cold touch creeps up my limbs! Ghost! Okay. Until my gaze switches back to Rebecca and Hannah Wright. That's what Hannah saw as well! Hannah saw her as well! Hannah saw her as well! Hannah saw her as well! Wait, so sometimes we see the ghost at the same time? Sometimes we see the ghost at the same time? Has that happened before? I mean, I don't think we've ever seen it at the same time before. Like, Hannah felt something around her neck one time when, Zach saw the spooky ghost. But I don't think we've ever seen the same thing before. She stands there, dark-haired and dirty, sticking out like a sore thumb. Even so, no one seems to notice. Although she's looking away from me, her mere existence here strikes. Disturbs. A sense of tunnel vision binds while I stand stock still and gape at her, like my life depends on making sure she stays where she is. I feel trapped in her presence until another guest bumps into me, yanking me out of my stupor. Only then do I realize I've been holding my breath. Before I can figure out what's happened, she's gone. A quick scan of the room yields no sign of her. The party continues as if nothing's amiss. I'm not really one to judge, but I'm sure someone like that would not have been allowed in a fancy thing like this. Yeah, right? Like, no one's been, like, seeing the ghost. Like, no one's seen the same ghost thing at the same ghost time, you know? So far, as we know. Okay. Because, like, in that moment, before we knew this, Hannah saw the ghost, and Becca felt the ghost, but didn't see the ghost. And the same went for earlier in the mansion when, like, Zach was taking pictures of Hannah, and Zach could see the ghost, and Hannah could feel the ghost, you know? No one could see and see. But this one's been seen, felt, and seen. Like, at the same time. Which is batshit insane. What's the security been doing? Are they really that incompetent for someone so distinct to easily get in without notice? Should have been an outcry by now, particularly from the host. She's been standing almost an arm's length away from the woman, and yet she simply continues her talk with Rebecca.
Oh, the professor! And your little Becky!
My parents couldn't make it since they're in Scotland right now. And Mom says hi, by the way.
Is there something in the food then? I'm starting to see things. Couldn't have been the wine, though. I'm every bit as sober as when I first stepped out my car. The Horridor? The horse divorce? Someone was like a post on Tumblr or some shit where it was just like, sorry, hors d'oeuvre. I think you mean horse divorce. The horse divorce. That gets me. It gets me. I don't know why. That one gets me a lot. But why would anyone want to do that? Why would Luke Wright want to do that? He's fishy, but I couldn't see why he'd ever think it would be a good idea to lace the food he served at his party. Someone like the Chief Lee is his guest to boot. He's been linked to the narcotics trade, yeah. However, that kind of tactic is below him. That much I can tell. Unless there's a mass murder waiting to happen here tonight, which I highly doubt. So...
What the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that? There's no time to look deeper into this, even if I want to. Not when a telling silence comes upon the room and draws everyone's attention to the main doors of the ballroom.
About damn time.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Enjoying the party.
See, this one I like, because, like, okay. With Isabella was like, oh, it's Luke. Oh, okay, it's Mr. Wright. Ha, ha, ha ha. And then Hannah's just in love with him because it's her husband. Who was next? Yeah, Marianne. Marianne was next, yeah. I'm not going crazy. Oh, no, Zach was next. Zach didn't really encounter him. No, Zach encountered him. He was horrendously racist to Zach, and Zach's like, he seems aight. He seems like an aight guy. Marianne nearly fucked him and then is like in a weird place of like, I don't really like him, but like, he's okay. Rebecca went from I hate this man to, he's an alright dude. I'm excited for Ashton, who just is like, he's a scumlord made of scum and I hate him. He is a mean bad boy who I hate. Do. Oh god. Aw. Ash is the most like it does definitely like speak to his character. It's like definitely what we've been like trained to know about his character, but like, yeah, he's just like, I like my friends. My friends are good. Also, ooh, these two pretty high and Isabella kind of lower. Interesting. Anyway, but he's just like, everyone who's not my friends I hate, especially this douche. How much Marianne likes Hannah? Oh yeah, he's like, that's a hundo. That is what? Oops, moved the wrong thing. That is one hundo like. She thinks that Hannah looks like her dead girlfriend, who, which isn't great, but also just likes Hannah in general. They're girlfriends now. Is Hannah like? Oh yeah, Hannah likes Marianne that much too. Ooh, girlfriends. Like, even Ash doesn't like his non-girlfriend that much. Rebecca doesn't even like Ash that much. These are some girlfriends right here. Okay.
I hope I'm not too late in welcoming you all to the right mansion.
I've been tailing this guy for a while now. Before that, I heard stories from previous officers who tackled the case, none of which are pleasant.
Hello there, Craig. How you doing, baby?
Mind, I'm not counting the incident with Professor Clark, yet Pleasant is glossing over the gravity of it. While Wright's good at covering whatever shady stuff he's doing, he's shown to be a really rotten guy. At least that's the case when he thinks none of his peers are around to judge him. I've lost track of how many counts of verbal abuse and harassment cases the guy could be pinned with. Standing in the same room as him doesn't make me want to punch him any less. Actually, the urge is stronger, but protocols. My case, first and foremost. My own opinion of the man shouldn't get ahead of my purpose here. If I want to put him in his place, it should be in a court, with all the proper charges filed against him. You know why that is? Because he loves some justice. It's one of his main likes, right next to Sherlock Holmes. He likes jazz, swing, Sherlock Holmes, and justice. Lord, I'll only be able to do that once I gather enough evidence to pin this bastard down.
Welcome, one and all, to our humble abode. Tonight, if you have yet to find yourself in your roles, you are our ladies and lords of the court of your king and queen.
I cannot believe.
If you would excuse my presumptuousness.
I cannot believe they have made me hear that fucking laugh 3 times now.
So, enjoy the feast that has been laid out for your senses, as we only allowed the best to be served. Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone.
I hate you so much. Suppressing my annoyance, I prepare to step away from the crowd. I don't want to play as Luke, and I know I have to, but I don't want to. If we can just shoot him as Ash and we just don't play the rest of the game, that's fine. Whatevs. Amidst the cheers and claps, now's a good time as any to move. Try to find something the McCulloch woman talked about. In the first place, I have no plans to actually shake hands with the slime ball himself. Fake smiles plastered on my face while I pretend to listen to one of the other guests gossiping about him. All the while, slowly inching out of the ballroom. Unfortunately, before I could get any further...
Are you
This
feeling
again.
ill, Rochelle?
This again.
Perhaps you need to sit down and...
Baby! Rich people only have 2 ways to resolve their mess. Either they quietly deal with it behind closed doors, or they create an even greater problem out of it. It just blows up in everybody's faces, one way or the other. Fun.
No! Shut it, you munter!
Munter!
I ain't talking to you! I'm talking to this scumbag over here! You bloody bastard, standing there with your smarmy smile.
Not even a few seconds in, and this is already proving itself to be a big public spectacle. Why spend money on television to buy daytime soap operas? You just go to one of these parties and see the action unfold in real life. Get free food, too. Really, if I were an actual guest, I'd just take this as some sordid form of amusement.
Watch your tongue! You're on thin ice, Rochelle. Where's your husband? Who even invited you?
Oh no, we don't get to hear her say baby again. There's no baby again. This is your baby. I'm pregnant with your baby. But I'm not a guest who's here for a good time. I need to focus on him, even through this whole sorry tale. So I wait, I listen, I observe. Interesting, isn't it, though? It's the chief inspector's wife. Oh! Oh, shoot! Wait, what? Wait, oh. Wow, we just... Wow, we just skipped the rest of that party, huh? This is like barreling through it now. We're like barreling through it now. So this day, Hannah and Luke go on a break, and then Hannah calls Rebecca, and then Hannah nearly gets taken over by a ghost. Ash is apparently gonna go to see Zach later. Interesting. Okay. The morning after starts off quiet. Even with the whole Salem of Salem residences seems unusually still. The open hallway, when I step out, is devoid of tenants. No sounds coming from the units either. It's almost as if something's brewing on the horizon. A peaceful night's sleep still does wonders for the mood, though. Can't even remember the last time I slept without anything urgent happening or interrupting. I can read. Just choose not to. It's a nice break from all the bad news lately. If it wasn't for the insistent buzzing in my pocket waking me up, I'd sleep in. The ringing has stopped before I could move somewhere private, but sleep has also been effectively kicked out of my system by then. So, also, this means that we don't get to know what he was doing when Becca called him that day, when he was just like, why are you bothering me, when his, like, not girlfriend, but the girl he loves was, like, dying. That's insane. This is so weird that we've just jumped right to the end.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh, God. Ringing stopped before I could move somewhere private, but sleep has also been effectively kicked out of my system by then. Pity. I could use a little more rest until I have to face the other storm. Of course, I owe Rebecca an explanation. Doesn't matter if it's the whole truth or another hastily spun tale. Although I haven't really figured out how to go about this yet. Unlike Zach and Isabella, who don't usually ask questions, are content with what little I could share, Rebecca's rather quick on the trigger. It'll have to be set aside for later, though.
Sup, I'm Ash from Delux City. Baggers watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Delux City. Baggers watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Delux City. Baggers watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy.
Sup, I'm Ash from Delux City. Baggers watch out, can't beat. Look for trouble, better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Chief Knight stares back at me, almost as if it's mocking me. Sad.
Sid.
It would have been nice just to chill after last night, or maybe half listen to the news. Sure, it's the same thing we've been hearing lately. Still beats standing outside in the chilly Luxford morning, on the phone with my boss. I can't believe I'm doing this with this in the background. Sighing, I answer it, if only to get this over with.
Where are you right now?
I also like the giant disconnect between the two types of Ash. You've got, yeah, I'm a lone wolf, you know, like, no, like, I love justice so much, and I love the justice system so much, and oh, I just want to, like, nail this Luke guy. Not in that way, maybe in that way, who knows, but, like, I just want to, like, oh, justice. And also, Sup I'm Ash from Delux City. Baggers watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble, better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup I'm Ash from Delux City. Like, these are two very different boys. like, I don't know, like, which one's which. Like, I don't know if Ash thinks that he's more serious than he is, or if everyone else thinks he's more serious than he is. I don't know which one. I think that he thinks he's more serious than he is. Like, I think that his internal monologue of him just being like, God, I'm gonna get this guy. I mean, like, oh, it's such a lone wolf, being a lone wolf and lone wolfing it with my lone wolf. But also check out my cool custom ringy. That's a tone I didn't expect from him at this hour. Just thinking how this'll go already gives me a headache. Immediately, I reach up and pinch the bridge of my nose to stave it off.
This is why I won't ever drink myself senseless.
What was that?
Nothing, Chief. A pleasant morning to you, too.
Okay. He's probably calling to rag on me or complain about his wife, which is really none of my business unless it affects my case. Seems like the usual rich man cheats on wife deal. Though I would have followed up on it if it were somebody else's wife. But figuring it's the Chief's, hey, I trust him to come clean if the missus is related to the right's shady dealings. This is why I left before they even hauled the woman out last night. I'm not gonna go around investigating cheating husbands and wives when it's probably just that. Chief appears to have a completely different idea in mind, though. I read words that weren't there.
There's nothing pleasant in the morning.
Alright, Chiefo.
Anyway, where are you? I told you millions of times before to keep your lines open.
He did, and not only him. Zach, Rebecca, Isabella, all of them said the same thing numerous times in the past. But I was undercover last night. Phone call's the last thing I want to happen, when there are other things I need to focus on at the time. Besides, we have radios with work-issued phones. Why isn't he using those channels if this is urgent?
Just woke up, sir. As awesome as it is to hear your voice this morning, it really is early.
Like...
Oh, just woke up, sir.
If you could give me a few minutes just to wake myself up, that'd be swell.
No need for that. This won't take long.
You're a doof.
Is something wrong? Am I needed at the precinct ASAP?
Oh no, everything's good over there. Just look it. Pray. Don't take this personally, alright? You're off the Luxborn phone case. Starting today.
Ooh! Well, I did not expect to hear that either. This must be some kind of cosmic joke. I allow some awkward seconds to pass. Chief must be mulling over one of his awful pranks. Or pulling another of his awful pranks. Of his bad move or a severe hangover, maybe? Everyone knows that when given the chance, he exercises no control with his drinking. If it wasn't for his wife causing a stir, he'd probably be trashed an hour in at the party. He likely drank more after they threw her out of the ballroom. Besides, his sense of humor has never been good. It's just infuriating most of the time. But when he doesn't follow it up... Fair. If I sound a tiny bit frustrated speaking to my own superior, I'm not the one to blame.
Wait, no. What? Are you kidding, Chief? Is this one of your practical jokes again? The temps won't say anything about it, but I...
It's not that. They're orders. From the higher-ups.
Ah, the higher-ups, yeah. My favorite word. Since when did the higher-ups ever care about what the Criminal Investigation Department did? As far as I could tell, they don't give a hoot if CID is filled with cold cases, as long as we keep the spending low. You probably will be like, yeah, you're a loose cannon, ass, hand me that. When I need to view those old case files, though, they're locked away in the archives. You're gonna have to check with the higher-ups. I need access to these reports, see if the higher-ups would allow it. Every step, every move in this case, there isn't one that hasn't been gated by some authority.
Well,
if it's not the chief, it's the commissioner, or so they always tell me. It makes one wonder why they even bothered assigning it to anyone. Not a single one of them has done anything to help move the case. And if they wonder why it's taken so long for even a hint of progress to show...
You can't just drop this on me. You can't just take me off like that.
Yes, I can. And I'm sorry, Ashton. You're a good detective. One of the best I've seen in years, but...
Of course.
3 years, Chief. 3 years.
3 years since that anonymous tech leak blew up. Since Luke Wright's name was openly linked to several nasty dealings within Luxburn's corporate world, some of them involving deaths. Ooh, child! 3 years, and I was the only one who made it this far, made such progress that officers with more experience weren't able to do when they handled this case. Just within a year, and they barely had any help from the damn brass at that. Of course I'll be pissed.
Do you know what would have happened if I didn't work my ass off on this thing? If I didn't dedicate a whole year of my time on it, it would have gone cold, like every fucking case Luke Wright has been linked to. I saved this from getting thrown into the archives, sir.
That's his pal, though?
I'm getting close. If you could just...
I'm fully aware of what you've done, Frey. But the Commissioner hasn't been happy with your progress.
Okay, is he a good detective? Question, is Ash a good detective? Because apparently, the Chief, we know that the Chief and Luke have been friends for years. For like a long ass time. Like best pals for a long time. How good are Ash at detective?
Still too slow by their standards.
Too slow? Well, what about those reports I filed? I've documented every freaking thing for them. I've given you every important lead I can gather. Isn't that enough?
They need results, not a bunch of research papers. Not one baseless assumption after another. Concrete proof, Frey. I'm really sorry. They've already made a decision. They're going to pass this on to someone who's been in the force longer. Someone who has more experience.
Someone who has more experience?
They meant nothing by it, but you're still too young to work on a case this big.
Chief, I've already done more than what those old farts ever did behind their desks. All of it, within just a year of being assigned to this.
I want there to be a scene where he storms in, like, goes up to all the higher-ups and, like, slams his folders down and goes, "You see this? I've been working on this for a whole year. I have done everything that these motherfuckers can't do. I am serious about this case, and I am serious about my job." Then just from his pocket, "Sup I'm Ash from Delux City. Package for a job, can't be. Look for trouble, better not lie." Like, Ash, please. Ash, please.
Watch your language, Frey. Those are your superiors.
I'm not some damn rookie fresh out of training. I'm as qualified as they are.
Futile. I know it is. They never say it within my earshot, but from the very minute I stepped into their precinct, a lot of them had underestimated me. From their stares alone to the assignments I get. To then, I'm still just a kid, too young, too green, too inexperienced. And once they pull that card on me, every argument I have gets thrown out the window. Or how logical it is, how much I've accomplished, what my record says, or the amount of work I've put in every investigation they've thrown my way.
We're all aware of your skills, kid. You wouldn't have that badge and rank if you weren't good enough. However, this case is just not for you. Too high profile, too risky to put a good officer like you in harm's way.
Okay. Can he even hear himself? That reasoning is odd in itself. No one joins this line of work without knowing the dangers of it.
Don't I get a second chance? You said it yourself. I'm a good detective. It'll just be a matter of time before we can close this.
It doesn't matter what I think, Frey. You're off the case, and that's final. I expect all related files and documents on my desk by Monday morning.
Nah.
And don't even try to go touch anything. I know how hard-headed and determined you are.
Chief, please. A few more weeks. I'll have the proper evidence left on your desk by then. I swear it won't take longer than that.
Fred, it's too late, boy. I've already informed the other officers. You aren't to be allowed access until you've been given a new assignment. Hell, just keep out of the precinct, Frey. Take the weekend off.
Seriously, Chief, is this about last night?
I don't know why, but I really like that his phone's all cracked up. I like that his phone's all cracked up. It's just like, he's just like, nah.
If this is about me being at that party, I have a good reason for—
You were at the party.
It makes me pause. His wary tone, the sudden careful note in his voice. Slowly a frown forms in my face, my eyebrows knitting together in confusion. Much as I hate to say this about my own boss, there's also suspicion in it. Hard not to think of it that way, seeing how he acted around Hannah Wright last night. Is he worried? Why should he be? Anyone who's anyone was invited. I didn't doubt for a second why he received an invite, even if his presence was questionable. If you've been investigating Luke Wright for a fucking year, how do you not know that he's like his best friend? Oh my god. There's something wrong when I've unintentionally walked into it. Nailed it. All I have is a sneaking suspicion, but when one looks at this from a different angle, put everything together, why the hell I've been taking off the case might be for the same reason he was there in the first place. Fuck.
Yes, Chief, I was. For a good reason. A friend invited me to go with her.
Yeah!
What were you doing there? I know we don't have a strict rule against attending functions, but that was...
He coughs and it almost sounds like he's choking on his own excuses, lies. I don't want to accuse him of anything yet. He's someone I've respected since I joined LPD, even with his bizarre sense of humor and tendency to procrastinate, not procreate. Not procreate like what I thought it said. He's obviously competent enough to get the job done. He wouldn't be the chief inspector of Luxburn Police if he wasn't. He wouldn't last years in the service without some track record backing him. Unless that too is a fluke. What's backing him is not something, but someone. Oh. Ah, shit. Oh, beads! Oh, beads! Fucking beads! Oh, beads! Oh, beads! Fuck beads!
Chief Harvey, about last night with the...
Why does it matter, Frey? This isn't about that.
Why does it matter? Why does it matter? I'll recite the whole damn oath we've taken upon being sworn into service if I can, but at this point it seems too late to remind him of that. He's probably already moved from serving protecting people to serving and protecting his own interests. Damn the beads! I've suspected the upper brass of this, even the lower ranked subordinates in the force, but for my own boss? How are you such a bad detective? Ah, beads! No wonder that leak didn't lead anywhere. Someone closer might have been pulling the strings. Might have been set up to fail long before this beans in case has been assigned to me. I don't know why I've decided that he is not a fuck boy. Wait. Whatever, I said what I said. He's not a fuck boy. He might be a fuck... No, he's not really a fuck boy either, you know? He's a beans boy now. I don't want to just give this up. I don't want to believe that I've wasted an entire year for this. I don't want this to be the kind of news to tell Professor Clark after all those promises I've given the man. I don't want this to end here. This still might have a connection to what happened to Isabella, like first I assumed. Chasing a real person is easier than chasing those supernatural things, and I hope to God I'm right on this one.
I just want to know, sir, at the party, with Luke and Hannah Wright, you were...
Monday, Detective Inspector. First thing in the morning. Every copy of the files you have, I want to see it all on my table, understood?
Under blood. Did you say under blood instead understood? No! I said under flood. You said flood that time. Can you just say understood? Under blood. That's... Look!
This isn't...
Frey, am I understood?
What else can I do other than smile and nod? Perhaps verbalize it because he can't see you because he's on the phone. My own superior, expecting an answer, and using that tone, brushing my questions off as easily as discarding a dead body.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Cuts a line as soon as the words are out. You're off the case, Frey. Just like that.
Oh, journal.
Ashton Frey received a phone call from Chief of Luxburn Police first thing in the morning informing him that he had been taken off of the Luxburn firm case. Although his protest fell on deaf ears, a sudden turn of events proved a hunch. What? Provided a hunt. Proved a hunt. Proved a hunt. Oh, proved a hunt. Okay, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. But he didn't have a hunch of it before. Whatever. Funny why this still caught me off guard. Discovered years ago how different the actual thing is. How far from reality everything I believed in as a dreamy-eyed kid.
Hello there, sweet. How you doing, baby?
There are no high-speed pursuits every day, no thrilling gunfights, exciting cases every step of the way. Only paperwork, lots of red tape, and dealing with the politics and bureaucracy. I've set out to change things, hoping it'll make things better for the people I care about. It ended up changing me instead. Serves me right for being too idealistic, I guess. That one seems to bite back at me more often than not lately, if what happened to the hospital is meant to convey anything. This is probably the universe telling me that it's better to remain the skeptic I really am. Now here I am, standing useless. Can't even do anything but grit my teeth and kick the wall. The bastard, sorry, the beans, little bean boy, that bad bean boy.
Ah, how about it TwitchCon, darling? How about it the TwitchCon?
Bean boy didn't even acknowledge my response.
What did the poor wall ever do to you?
Figures Rebecca would be the one to find me in this embarrassing state. Honestly, I don't like it when she sees me like this, which seems to happen a lot, regardless of what I want.
Rebecca, now's not a good time.
The concern I expect from her when I turn isn't there, however. So, she goes through everything tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow is when she goes through ghost shit. Though she did talk about ghost shit today. Today she was just like, no, yesterday, last night, she was just like,
Ghost, you fuck.
Instead, she just looks, well, the storm I left brewing last night, it's right there on her face, ready to be unleashed.
When is it ever a good time for you? You're always so busy with everything now. Now I find you here, sneaking out without even bothering with a proper goodbye. Not even a word. Really, I'm starting to think you're just keeping me around for my couch and my cooking.
Becca, it's not what you're thinking. I wasn't planning on sneaking out. I was going to say goodbye. I just had to take this call. Although I'm not gonna lie, couch is great. 10 out of 10. Would sleep again.
Stop it with the jokes, Ashton. I'm not in the mood.
Her bitterness is not lost on me, but at this point in our friendship, in our lives, how does she expect me to answer that? What am I supposed to tell her now?
Are you still mad about last night?
She merely raises an eyebrow at me, which, to be honest, is all the response I need. Seeing her like this makes me believe those things Z-Man says, the part where Rebecca scares him sometimes. Certainly seen this more than once already, but the familiarity of it doesn't really take away from the downhill turn this conversation is starting to take. Only an awkward cough serves as a way to stall.
Okay, of course you're still mad.
Okay.
But whatever happened last night, I really am sorry. I'll apologize as many times as you want. If you want, I'd even kneel or something.
Ashton, an apology is nice and all, but that's not what I wanted to hear from you today.
Alright, fine, okay. Where do you want to start?
Oh, I don't know. I've honestly lost track of it by your third trip to the buffet table.
I wasn't... The drive up there took a bit. Can you blame me if I wanted to grab some appetizers?
Some appetizers? The boy wanted his appetizers. He wanted them appetizers.
Oh, come on, Ash. For the whole evening? For the whole party?
These were some good teasies. Did you eat any teasies?
Please don't tell me that's all you did, because I've never known you as someone who pigs out.
It was teasy day.
You even took great lengths to avoid me. Should I also mention how you ignored Zach? Sometimes I get the feeling you don't want to be seen with us in public. Some friendship, huh?
You know it's not like that. It's never going to be like that, Becca.
Maybe you even just used me to get into the party.
Oh.
You said yes to being my +1, but you were rather excited to just peel yourself off, weren't you? Honestly, I'm feeling a bit used.
Again, girl, what happened was you were like, do you want to go to this party with me? Ash was like, nah. You were like, it's the rights party. Ash was like, yeah. It's baffling to me that you're that dumb. Couldn't even look her in the eye. It wasn't that I lied to her. I honestly wanted to be there. Keep Zach safe, to keep Rebecca safe, just in case. Lion or family friend, it was still a party hosted by a person of interest. A man accused years ago of murdering a person's wife to get what he wanted. Girl. Okay. But then the chief showed up, and a right happened, and Luke Wright just couldn't be bothered to die peacefully somewhere. All of a sudden, none of my original reasons mattered. If I was found out right then and there, hell, if Zach and Rebecca's connection with me was found out, who knows what might have happened. But Rebecca doesn't understand that. Doesn't understand what I can and can't say to keep them from harm. It's all in her eyes, and the tight line of her lips, and her furrowed brows. The hurt.
I'll ask this again. Just what were you up to during the party?
Getting them teasies! Okay.
What were you doing that you couldn't even take 2 seconds to make time for your friends?
The teasies! Look, if you take me to a party, I don't care who you are, y'all take me to a party, I'm gonna leave you if there's teasies. Okay, I'm back, okay. This day's off to a wonderful start. First my case, now Becca.
Ooh, stretch the truth or consistence confidential.
Okay, stretch the truth means lie. Insist it's confidential is kind of what I should be doing all this time. Just be like, look, it is part of my job, and I literally legally can't talk about it. Like, bleh.
It's confidential, Rebecca.
Okay, she liked that. Okay, she liked that. She didn't. She would have preferred me not lying, which is a good life lesson, you know. Wonder how many times I've told her that. Not just her, my dad, my mom, Zach, and even Isabella. How many times I told them what essentially boiled down to mind your own business to make sure they're all safe, to keep them out of danger. My job isn't a game, isn't as glamorous as the television portrays it to be. And I thought so too as a child. I was so clueless back then, wasn't I? Boy, did I learn. The good guys don't always win. Justice isn't always served. Justice isn't always served. Investigation is not looking at a crime scene once to get a eureka moment. It's sleepless nights at the crime lab with the tech guys. Several days wearing the same clothes with Chinese takeout stains because I'm staking out a place. It's frustration when bureaucracy hinders you from looking into a case any further, or when you know the suspect is guilty but they get away scot-free on a technicality. It's seeing anger and pain and despair with every case.
I know you have a mountain of questions, but I've told you this so many times before. I can't say much more than that.
Still, the look on Rebecca's face, the resentment and pain, hurts me as well to think that I'm the cause of that. It's a familiar one too, something I've seen a lot over the years. Wonder how long it'll take before Zach starts giving me the same one. Or until I've hurt Isabella in a way that any sincere apology won't be enough. What a mess. I'm a mess, and it's the people close to me who have to suffer for it.
Official police business, huh?
There's a lot of beepity-beepity-beepities for a story shit. I like how, like, because, like, every time that it's, like, story updated, it's because of, like, a choice that we've made previously. And obviously, like, the more that we play, the more beepity-beepities there are. But, like, there's, like, 1 billion beepity-beepities now. There's, like, 1 billion beepities. We're on, like, beepity-beepity central.
So, you did use me?
Yes. Used. The fact you don't know that already is baffling, bitch. The way she utters it just makes me feel like a total scumbag. It's not like I did it all on purpose. I can't just hold someone else responsible for this, right? Who am I gonna blame? Chief? Hannah Wright? Luke Wright? Doing so feels like cowardice. It doesn't change the fact that I'm the one who put us in this situation. Couldn't even look at her anymore with this guilt eating me up inside. But then she laughs. Half-hearted with barely a hint of cheer to it, but it's a laugh nonetheless. I honestly don't know what to make of that, what to do with myself upon hearing it. It's almost like the mere sound of it is meant to pierce.
The least you could have done is tell me. Maybe I could have helped. Kept an ear and an eye out for you.
The fact you didn't know it is baffling, you bitch.
I don't know. I could have been Irene Adler, maybe?
No.
Her smile doesn't quite reach her eyes, but the mask, she tries so hard for me. Give her a smile of my own, though I imagine it comes off as unenthusiastic as hers. Far easier to slip back into banter when it's like this, to just brush off everything. At least this way we won't have to deal with awful things.
The woman? Don't flatter yourself. Nancy Blue, more like.
Oh my god, I forgot about the first when she was just like when she was just like, hey, do you want to come to the party with me? He was like, oh, I'd rather hold a gun to my head and be a dead boy. Okay, bye!
Her sidekick would beg to differ, Ashit.
I couldn't stop a wry grin from forming on my lips. She probably still has the photo from that contest, keeps it in her old diary. Never did find either of the two after I threatened to burn them. In the end, I just never brought it up again, hoping she'd just forget about the whole thing. But the small smile on her face says a lot. And those were good times. A lot simpler, a lot more peaceful. Now things have changed. We're no longer the same people we were as kids. Growing up together doesn't mean it always has to be just the two of us in the first place. It's a dumb notion to believe in when nothing ever remains constant. Things will inevitably change over the years. In fact, it already has long ago. Not just with the people we allowed into our respective lives, but also with us as people, as friends. It really does get complicated as we get older, doesn't it? Not everything has to be, though. Even if it's in the form of a promise I have no idea when I'll be able to fulfill.
I swear, I'll explain when it's all over.
The silence afterwards brings even heavier air between us. Something that Rebecca, thankfully, doesn't allow linger more than necessary.
I suppose you have to go now, huh?
Situation's already awkward as it is. Dragging this out will only make it more... what? Difficult? Messed up? As if it isn't already.
Back to your case again?
I don't really have to. I have no case. As far as the job is concerned, I have the weekend off until I have to report to the chief on Monday. Although I don't want to just throw in the towel like this. Orders are orders. It isn't like the movies. I don't just to get to say fuck off, throw my gun and badge at him and become, sorry, no, I beans it. No, this isn't like the movie. No, redo. This isn't like the movies. I don't just to say go beans yourself, throw my gun and badge at him like become some vigilante, save the day and get my job back. Rather get my ass is fine. Rather get my ass thrown in jail than do any of that. It's also not in my nature to sit still and do nothing. It'll drive me crazy if I just idle about. Besides, there's someone who has to know about this whole thing, this whole Luke Wright thing.
Yeah, I need to go talk to Professor Clark. And there's something else I need to look into.
That other matter she mentioned last night, specifically. The same stuff Zachary has also been trying to tell me. Things even in the news has been blasting out to the general populace lately. Evening, afternoon, morning, all deaths in same modus, blamed on a single serial killer. Or is it still the case?
Found dead in the early hours of the morning's day. The fire was contained within the room and no other tenants were harmed, according to Lux One police.
What? What's your name? What? We're grasping at straws as far as those murders are concerned.
Hello there, Alfred. How you doing, baby?
In the first place, I'm not even the one heading this investigation. Oh, Professor Clark. Oh, I got you. Oh yeah, no, have you been around for Professor Clark before? Because he was the one that's just like,
let me tell you about ghosts. Also, some people deserve to die. Alright, Professor Clark. Alright, Professor Clark. Alright, Professor Clark.
Okay. I'm not even the one heading this investigation. Yeah, look at me treating it as if it's another high-profile case on my shoulder. How sad is that? Though all three of my friends have mentioned seeing something strange, I don't want to go into that line of thinking for now. Not yet. Not until I've exhausted every logical argument I could throw at it. To be honest, though, I don't know how to take all of this anymore. But looking at the closed door of Isabella's apartment, I couldn't bring myself not to act. And after Rebecca's claims last night...
Hello there, Snake Bird. How you doing? I got a little song in my heart.
I don't know what's happening. God, there are so many ding-a-dings. There's so many little dingle-dings for all the story shit we've done. If another person important to me ends up in the hospital because I didn't listen, there wouldn't be enough regret in this world. Fuck, I almost... Sorry! Oh no! Beans! Beans! I almost came close to losing Isabella.
Well, glad to hear you're talking to someone, at least. Even if it's not me. You sure you're not bothering the professor or anything?
Don't you be a cheeky brat now. I'm sure he's a very busy man.
No, we've moved over.
Now we're Ash.
We managed to keep her alive. She's alive. She got like Ghost Got. She got Ghost Got in the library, and then she was like, "Fuck you!" and hit the bitch with a book and ran. Because Rebecca annoys me, but still, blah, 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 blah. There's an eye in front of her hair? No. No, that, like, her hair definitely goes in front of her eye. Her hair definitely goes in front of her eye.
Oh, it goes in front of her eye. And, like, this was, like, swept around it. This one, it does go boop, right there. Boop, it goes boop into her eye.
You pointed that out yourself last night.
Becca, even if he is, you know he'll make time for me. I mean...
Oh, what? Sorry, oops. I'm his favorite after all, aren't I? But an attempt to keep things light again. Bad move, apparently. All I get is, in response to that is a roll of her eyes and a door being slammed shut in my face. But, like, I get you. Like, it creeps me out anytime that, like, they put, like, hair and then they're like,
let's put eyes on top of hair. Eyes go on hair. The eye bone's connected to the hair bone. Okay.
I probably deserve that.
God, so many beepy beeps. Oh, it's fine. We just have to fix it some other time. By then, her temper is sure to have cooled off significantly.
What's in the journal for today? Hey.
Rebecca confronted Ashton about what happened at the party the night before. Unable to tell her any details, the latter simply admitted it was confidential. Though Rebecca accepted this, her displeasure remained evident on her face. Neither Ashton do we know if he's been aware of Becca's crush. I mean, we've not established that he's the greatest of detectives, is the thing. Because he's only just found out that Luke and the detective inspector, his boss, are friends, even though he's been investigating Luke for a whole year. He might not be a great deteco. He might not be the greatest detective. He just went to a party, ate a lot of teasies, and he was fine. We'll have to fix it some other time. By then, her temper is sure to have cooled off significantly. Hopefully. For now, I can't laze around. Gotta attend to things that matter more. Find Professor Clark, deliver the bad news, then maybe I'll also drop by Zach's. Check on him, hear what he has to say. He's also read that damn letter.
Beepity beepities.
He's also been saying odd things about a bunch of photographs. I might as well, while I'm here, playing a paranormal detective. Was it supernatural? I can't remember. Yeah. Whatever. It shouldn't hurt anyone if I've tried to get to the bottom of this. If nothing comes out of this, good. So everyone can shut up about stupid curses and we can finally get back on track with our lives, onto more important stuff. If there is something...
I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
So, I'm back. With a last deep draw of breath, I step out into the morning, setting aside my own problems for now, all the while carrying a new set of uncertainties with me. If I'm lucky and Professor Clark has no other obligations today, I know just where to find him.
We're in the park again. This is where creepy children hang out.
A moderate crowd is already gathered in the park by the hour I arrive. People walking their dogs, kids playing a game of tag, a few who are simply content to lay on their blankets with a book in hand.
Oh, hello there, Infinity. How you doing, sweetie?
Cheers and laughter, mostly from children and families, lends the place some kind of warm atmosphere. I tend to avoid the park precisely because of this. No use reminding myself of the could'ves when it's already over.
What? Could've what? The kids? Aww. He wants a family? Oh.
Wait, what? No, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. You're like older family, not I want a baby. Okay.
I thought that he was getting real paternal. Oh.
Mom's doing well with her career. Dad's also fine last time I visited. Though neither remarried, they're both content with their lives as it is. Probably the only one still caught up with it, hence my aversion. All in all, it's still a pleasant sight to see, if you're the kind who takes joy in such sights, if you're the kind that has joy in their heart. Professor Clark does, and as expected, I find him enjoying a walk around the place moments later. It's Alfred! He stops as soon as he sees me, a small grin spreading across his face when I approach, and his hand raised in a casual greeting.
Not running today, Professor?
Oh, no, not today. Just thought I'd enjoy the nice weather before it takes a turn for the norm again. And to what do I owe the pleasure?
And to what do I owe the pleasure? This guy certainly looks happy right now. In any case, I don't want to break the news to him. But it's better to get this off quick, as long as he doesn't shoot the messenger. He's not the type. However, long-held resentment can change a person. Even someone as mild-mannered as the professor.
Maybe we should sit down first.
With a slight gesture of my hand, I lead the two of us to a nearby bench, away from anyone who might want to listen in. Not that there's much to hear, it's just for the sake of his privacy. He's had enough of this city's tattlers 10 years ago. There's definitely no need to feed more fuel to a fire that already died down years ago. I wait for him to take the empty space beside me before starting. Instead, he spares a moment to give me a once-over, quiet and unblinking. I don't like this. I don't like when we can't see his eyes through his glasses. That's like very anime bad guy. Or anime cool guy. Ooh, never mind, sometimes anime cool guy. Like, okay, no, the only one I can think of is fucking, what's his name? Oh, what's his name? Oh, the guy from High School Orenos Club. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Look, let's move on. Hi, Brogan. Hello. Instead, he spares a moment to give me a once-over. Quiet and unblinking. I've already done this bit. Lord! Shut up, Brogan. I did the thing already, Brogan.
You did the thing already?
Yeah.
That's good.
No. It's bad. It's bad. Okay. I try not to flinch, meanwhile. Once he's done, he simply raises a hand, reaching up to correct his glasses. So he doesn't do the anime thing again. No more anime for him.
Oh.
Oh, I know, it's a sad world without the animos.
Pitch.
Pitch. No anime boy. I was trying to make a call for like, so his glasses were doing that thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like when they like gleam in the glass, like I need to do it for my thing. And they gleam in the light.
Yeah.
And that's either like anime villain eyes, or it's anime cool gay guy. Cool gay eyes.
Cool gay.
I mean, you know. And like I was.
One that's not cool gay.
Yeah, right. And I was just like, okay, yeah, no, they do it for like anime cool guys, like. And my only draw was that one fucking guy from High School Orenos Club. What's his name?
Oh, okay. There's Tamaki, Mitsukuni.
It's not Tamaki?
Mogi. No.
Mogi.
No. Mogi's from Death Note.
Oh no, didn't. What? Is it this guy? Is it this guy?
Oh, what's his name?
Is it this guy?
Oh, I'm so mad. It's a really
Is it this
good
guy?
name.
Is it this guy?
It's Guni Hanimuzuka, Tamaki Fujioka. No, that's Haruhi. Haruhi Fujioka, Tamaki Thingy, and his face.
Him. Wait, now I'm gonna have to look it up. I was
gonna go look it up.
Yeah, but I'm on a thing right now.
Fair.
High school. This is exactly what I'm supposed to do in the middle of a stream, is just go up and look who all the characters' names in High School Orenos Club.
That's terrible.
I love High School. No, that's the people who did. Look, I can't find it. Brogan. No, I don't care. Tell me who's in it. Ow! Oh, I hate this game. Why does this make me do this? Brogan, why does it make me do this? IMDb. Go on IMDb. I hope everyone finds this as fucking fascinating content as they should.
Hikaru Kaoru.
Is it Hitori?
Hitori? Oh, there's a squirrel outside.
Thanks, bro.
Hitori?
Is it not Hitori?
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh no, Otori. Not Hitori. Otori. What? Otori? Hikaru. Yuya. Tamaki.
Yuya!
No, you're thinking of fucking
Hatterful boyfriend.
Hatterful boyfriend.
Oh no, it's not you. Yeah.
Not Haruhi. Not Tamaki. Kyuya Tori. It's a Tori. It has to be a Tori, right? Hikaru, Kaoru, Mishikuni.
Not Takashi?
Takashi? Is it Takashi?
Maybe Takashi, but
Tamaki.
Tamaki. Fujiu.
I don't know. One of them.
Oh god.
Whatever. Oops. Look, I have gone on a 15 fucking minute diversion into what this guy looks like when his fucking glasses glare up. Whatever. Shut up. God, I hate my life. A habit, as I've learned years ago. He does that once he's found what he's searching for. A nervous tick or an odd stain in one's person. Something to tell him about the one in front of him. The art of keen observation, I learned it from the man. I've learned it from the man. Bleh. It's very likely that he already has an idea of what this might be about, from my appearance and expression alone. Despite this, he allows me to speak first and wordlessly takes the open seat beside me, a smile still on his face as he watches the scene in front of us. I spent 15 minutes trying to find a fucking character from high school or an host club. It's one of the best animes of all time. Fucking fight me on it. Funny how the world simply goes on while we sit here with his shadow looming over us.
I was hoping to talk to you about the, the case.
Suppose I'm just the downer today. As soon as I say those words, a look of concern replaces his cheery expression.
You aren't in trouble, are you?
Are you? For a second I hesitate, looking at the dirt beneath my shoes. But I manage eventually, after a long, ragged draw of breath. I pick up where I've left off, though still fumbling with my words.
Well, I'm in a bit of trouble, if you can call it that.
He quickly raises a questioning brow at that.
But I'm not in danger or anything.
You've said that same excuse a million times before, Detective Inspector. Those circles under your eyes and your slouch tell a different story.
It's nothing like what you're thinking. Don't worry. I was taken off the Luxborn firm case.
I expect anger, frustration, maybe even disappointment. But all he gives me is a small sigh of relief.
Is that so? Well, at least you aren't in danger. Liz wouldn't be too happy if she saw you like this right now.
Liz. Aunt Liz, as she insisted I call her, his late wife. A sweet-tempered woman by so many standards. They were never blessed with kids and contented herself by simply managing their bakery. But she's the closest I had to a mom in the few years I know her. I had known her. Bleh. The professor, too. In the absence of my own parents in my life, the two filled the ache their separation left in me. Oh,
believe me, you'll get an earful if you show up looking like that on her doorstep.
How many years has it been since? 9, 10. I still remember it vividly. Two men, primly dressed, briefcases in hand, and a stern look on each of their faces. They were already frequent visitors to the bakery for a few months. Something about the lot being a prime property in downtown Luxburn. I think they were hoping to settle a deal with them, but neither of the couple gave in to their demands. Why should they? Their quaint little shop was a dream for them. Aunt Liz sent me home early that night after a fruitless wait for the professor. The next morning, news of a bakery razed to the ground and spread across the whole one. One casualty. Fuck me! Fuck me! A few weeks later, the property was sold to the Wright Enterprise. Fucking hotels. Sorry, no! A Mother Beans and Hotel stands in its place now. Of course, an investigation was launched after the incident. The name Luke Wright was briefly at the center of it, but with the lack of any evidence, the case ultimately went cold. Professor hides it well, however I can tell he hates the man to this day. He might even blame Luke Wright for every tragedy that happens in the city. He's never blamed me, though, when I'm equally as responsible. What? I knew something was off from the moment those men stepped inside the shop. No, that just make you responsible, boy. Could have saved her that night. Could have prevented anything from happening to her, call for help or whatever. I didn't. So it continues to eat at me until today, the guilt. Yeah, you were like a 19-year-old. You were 19 years old when that happened. Come on. The Luxburn firm case would have been our chance at reopening that old case, if we proved Luke right of his crimes. Instead, we're back to square one, and all he has for me are words of comfort. To think he can still be this concerned about me after my carelessness, after I've broken another promise a second time. Will never cease to amaze me.
You might think that you have failed as an officer. Or maybe you think that you have failed me. And you know more than anyone. I would love to see that man taken down. Goodness knows what awful things he's done.
Sorry, oops. If anyone deserves to be tried in high court, it's if anyone deserves to be tried in high court, it's him. Nailed it.
But I'm glad nothing's happened to you while you were working on this. That's what's most important. I'd hate to get news like that again.
Oh boy. Suddenly he stops. A thoughtful look flashes in his eyes as he thumbs the wedding band on his finger before he continues. Another habit. He's never removed it since that day. He's never thought once to remarry, even when he managed to continue with his life and return to some semblance of normalcy. It's his way of honoring her, I suppose, when he couldn't bring to justice the man responsible for his loss. Some people are just hard to forget.
It's not like another death. Yours or even his will bring back my wife.
Silence falls between us afterwards. I don't quite know what to say after that, really. Should I apologize? Show some sympathy? Going into this, I should have thought of something other than just breaking the news to him. As it is, it seems the only thing we can do is feel sorry for each other's misfortunes. In another occasion, under different circumstances, I might have accepted that, but...
And I don't know if I've told you yet, but the one in the news recently, the girl, she was the one you kept mentioning before, yes? The girl you frequently hang out with. They said she briefly worked for them as their real estate agent for the mansion. I've just heard about it. Although, for what it's worth, I'm sorry about what happened to your friend. I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but if this is that man's doing...
Professor, please.
They come out more strained than usual, more than what I'm accustomed to when speaking to the older man. Maybe if things around me hadn't started going beyond my control, the letter, the mansion, the supposed curse behind those, I'd still be quick to blame all of it on the bastard too. As much as I want to keep holding him responsible for it, to add another to his list of sins.
Please don't finish that.
After all this time, I prided myself on being the one to always know. But ghosts and curses, these are things completely out of my depth. Professor Clark's right in some way. Things would be so much easier if we just blamed Luke Wright for all this. And at least finding evidence would be a breeze, I'd be all too happy to put him in a place he belongs. Though, if he was in any way... if he was in any way also complicit to what happened to her, legalities have my hands tied. But maybe that's my fault. I might have missed the ticket to closing the case once and for all last night, if only I'd done a better job during the party. Then the commotion. There was Hannah Wright and Rebecca distracting me from my purpose too. I include that gate crasher as well, even though it's only for a moment. So many things have gone wrong last night that...
This isn't a prank!
Again.
I saw something! See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys! It's not a joke! Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Last night, at the party.
But it's real! What do you think I saw? It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
That woman.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her.
Shit. Sorry, beans! Dang it. Gosh ding dang to rue it. If that was what Isabella had been warning us about, if it was the same thing Rebecca talked about last night, or what Zach told me about a few days ago. How many of those instances have I dismissed since reading the letter? How many have I ignored and passed off as some effect of fatigue or lack of sleep? Even last night, a hallucinogen lacing the food is the first thing I considered, purely because that's what my training dictates. It's a mindset I've grown used to. No, the Help Me Wind! No, the Help Me Wind is back!
No, the help me wind.
Okay. Setting the gears in my head automatically take. It's a setting the gears in my head automatically take. It's setting the gears in my head automatically take in a situation like that. Please! Of course, I'm not discounting all of that yet until I have enough information. Something to form a conclusion from. Proof in whatever form it may come. But thinking straight is impossible when all of a sudden all of your beliefs are being upturned. The most violent way possible at that. Jesus, I need a sounding board. I need to talk to someone, and Zach's the best person for that.
I have to go.
Already? Wait, Ashton, where are you?
If I don't have time to stop and listen to what the professor has to say, as I bolt up and run like a bat out of hell. Like a bat out of hell. No, I don't like it. Ashton hurried to the park where he found Professor Andrew Clark. After a bit of hesitation, he informed him of his dismissal from the Luxburn firm case. Well, Andrew assured him that it was fine. The matter continued to bother the detective, along with the realization of ghosts. Like, it was okay at the beginning. I think they just got tired at the end. I think that they just got sleepy tired at the end. It's just a lot. Getting back into my car in record time, I don't waste a second to hit the road and drive to Zach's place. If any one of us knows anything about what's going on, who can help sort the muddled mess my mind is, it's gotta be him. He listened to Isabella. Zach's the kind who prefers to laze around his apartment on a weekend, especially after having a busy week like last one.
But where is he at this time? He's somewhere else.
He is also at the park. He's also at the park. No, he was at the park earlier. He's doing some shit today, maybe. Wait, what was he supposed to be doing today? Whatever. Blorp. The big guy's nowhere in sight when I arrive, though. Figures. People don't seem to be where they should be when I need them. Looking around, I find no sign where he might have gone to. He usually leaves a note on his fridge if he's out for the day, just in case someone drops by. And as there isn't one, he probably just went out for a quick walk. I hope. Maybe he ran out of eggs or something and went out to buy some. He is out of eggs, after all. It puts my running mind to rest a while. He always has to have some, be it for an omelet or something he's baking. All I can do is sigh as I close it behind me. I'm still worried for my friend, of course. The messy bed suggests that he was out in a hurry, didn't even bother to fold the sheets.
'Cause he had ghost nightmares. He was nightmaring about ghosts.
His cell phone's been left behind as well. Another odd thing when he's made of habit to never leave it behind in case a client calls.
At least the locked door points to the fact that it wasn't a forced exit.
I can take comfort in that, but not so much. Anything might happen, and completely letting my guard down is out of the question. In hindsight, I shouldn't have let Rebecca alone either. I'll have to check on her later. In the meantime, Zach. But with no other clue where he is and no other way to contact him, I've no choice but to wait. Sure, I could give the room another thorough run-through, but I don't think Zach would appreciate me upending his place. Besides, I haven't eaten anything yet. Might as well take this chance to cool down a bit, right? Anything to distract myself so I won't just charge head first because of whatever paranoid scheme comes to mind. Chippies! Returning to the kitchen, the first thing I see is a bag of chips when I rifle through his cupboards. After muttering a permission and an apology its owner won't hear. You're an asshole. I grab it, set myself on his old couch, and turn on the television. A riggy flavy! A riggy now flavio! Screen lights up right as some awful noontime drama starts airing on Channel 9. Nothing like sitting in front of the TV with a mindless drone running in the background to waste away the time. And waste it away I do. The afternoon hit his last few hours when the moment comes from the other side of the door. Zach's heavy treads break the monotonous drivel from the TV. Lock clicks, knob turns, and slowly it swings open to reveal...
I like his little apartment, it's cute.
Oh, Zach, ooh, oh no. Very exhausted looking Zach.
Yeah, he just saw a ghost and he ran. He saw a ghost in a child. The child was the ghost and the ghost was the child.
Do you run a marathon?
Z-Man?
Light as my tone might be, his arrival eases the restless edge in me. Who knows what I would have done if something bad had happened to another of my friends. If another minute had gone by without him showing up, I might have resorted to unconventional methods.
Ash,
no, Isabel's
how
alive!
many times do I have to tell you not to call me Z-Man?
No, she's alive, she's alive, she's alive, she's alive, she's alive. Like, they tried to take her out of the coma, and then she started seizing, and then they were like, but she's alive, 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 she's alive. We've kept everyone, so far, everyone's alive. So far, we have got coma, fine, trapped in a basement, not great, still in a basement, fine so far. I mean, all ghosts, all haunted. It goes without saying, they's all got the spooks. They's all got a spook up in they's them. So like, blah. But like, yeah, but she's still in a coma. See,
and
man.
Stop breaking into
Zach.
my apartment. Call the cops on you, but doing that feels like a joke in itself because you are one.
I didn't. You gave me a key the last time I did that, remember?
After the last one you broke, I can't keep replacing the knob just because you think it'd be amusing to lockpick the hell out of it. And hey, is that my...
It's scary how the friendly banter and easy smile come naturally.
Wait, all of it! I was saving that one for the weekend.
I'll replace it.
I do it even without thinking, and it speaks volumes about how comfortable I am around him. That's nice, isn't it? What makes me afraid of it, however, is the idea that a time might come where I might just do these without even meaning to and offend him in some way. The friendship we might be closer than most. Oh, the friendship we have might be closer than most I've shared with others, but there are boundaries you can't cross with the other's permission. Zach's been respectful of that so far, neither asking about my parents or what happened to them. Me? I bet he'd say not so much. What? Whatever. It's also this easy banter that makes me wish that we could stay just like this. No worries, no problems, just potato chips and the debate on whether or not I deserve them. But as always, I have business. As soon as I see the chance, I take it and ask him about the odd things that have been happening lately, including that letter.
What did he say about the photographs?
Huh? Oh, there's no guarantee it's a supernatural thing. It doesn't always happen. So, that's a dead end right there. Now that I think about it, bothering that guy for this feels pretty silly now. But with the dreams lately...
That's all? Did he say anything about the damn letter at all? Did you ask him even?
But the letter isn't anything to do... Well, it's not nothing to do with it. But okay, so we found out. So, before even seeing the letter, Rebecca had heard ghosty things because she was in the mansion. So it's not the letter at all. Like, the game's called The Letter, but it's not seeing the letter that does anything. It's the mansion that does things. Blorp. Bleep, blap, bloop, blorp. Okay.
Yeah, that's really everything. The letter kind of slipped my mind. The photos were more important at that time. There was some stuff about the local horror stories, though. Talked about the curses, and he was really fascinated with the story about a wraith asking for a sacrifice to move on. Kinda nasty if you ask me, but it does make sense if you simply go along with it. I'm not sure how this will help in the grand scheme of things. Why are you asking about this anyway?
As expected, we go through all this. Zach starts to look at me like I've grown a second head. Yeah, I would too, if there was ever a universe where I was standing in front of myself. Because even as a child, I never believed in ghost stories. The Lucky Charms and mystical objects from my mother have often been stored away or given as paltry gifts to those who would appreciate them more. Granted, I haven't eliminated every single possibility here yet, but what else is there to go off of? I try to stamp down the annoyance that comes from that thought alone. The worried look Zach shoots my way doesn't help one bit in helping me gather my thoughts either, when that's what I came here for. Somehow everyone's just suddenly worried about me. It's not like I'm pulling this out of my ass. Even if even Rebecca claims there's something shady going on, I'm inclined to believe there must be a scrap of truth to it. And when I look at those, along with Isabella's warnings, what happened to her? What's occurring around Zach? What's taken place around Luxburn since Isabella found the letter?
Have you seen the news this morning?
His puzzled expression is enough answer. Of course he hasn't. Another night, another nightmare. The guy most likely went out as soon as he got out of bed to shake the images off. The memories have never really left him. So I show him, cycling through the channels until I find one doing a recap of this morning's reports. There it is. Poor guy is unidentifiable with how badly his body's been burnt. Murder via arson? It's the most logical explanation if I was the officer looking into it. Except they couldn't find the source of the fire. The fire didn't even spread.
Found dead in the early hours of the morning today. The fire was contained within the room and no other tenants were harmed, according to Luxburn police.
They're going to consider spontaneous human combustion soon enough if they don't find anything else. What's important for everyone is the note, for everyone to note is the state of the room.
A similar writing was found in another victim's room from last week's incident. Both were employees of Briar Realty Corporation. LBN has reached out to the...
Like what happened to Cooper. Hell, I wonder how many other deaths like this I've missed while I've been looking into Right. So also, okay, before I was mistaken, I thought that Ash was working on the Butcher case, which is why I was weirded out that he didn't recognize the help me from the letter.
But apparently that is not the case. Apparently that is not the case. He was working on Luke Wright's things the entire time. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you.
Also, I wonder if that would have been in Isabella's room if we had made her stay that night.
I wonder.
Okay. The LPD's already thinking it's a serial killer at this point. How long until they consult with the London Metropolitan, I'm not sure. The Anselm Butcher has always been an enigma, even to the people within the city. Gone for a few years, and then in the next, one body after another is found. Merely handling this case has apparently driven the Chief Inspector insane years ago. He never did find out who committed those murders. Maybe now, this time...
You think this is...
I don't know what to think, Zach.
The next second, I'm up on my feet and pacing the span of the small room without thinking about it. My body just needs to keep me busy, moving about, burning out, rather than burning my own brain out. Sometimes I do both, but moving helps. Keeps the brain running. Healthy body, healthy mind. Or was the other way around? Beans! Can't even think coherently right now. I just know that there's something. There must be. There has to be.
I should have looked into this when she was still here. Maybe none of this would have happened if I did.
The words slip out of my mouth before I can censor them. The guilt and sorrow, feelings I won't let others even catch a glimpse of under normal circumstances, all laid bare in this one moment of weakness. Zach will say otherwise. He's always been the optimist, the one who sees the best in people. But such sentiments or any words of comfort won't change the truth. That single instance of neglect and indifference cost me someone really dear to me. Again. We've all been given our warning that day in that desperate pleading tone of hers, and I'm the one who first brushed it off. Still, like the usual, Zach tries. A benefit of the doubt I'm not worthy of.
Rebecca and I are still here. And don't count Isabella out yet. No matter what the doctor said,
Blinkety bloop.
I want to believe she'll pull through.
Bleepity bleeps.
We'll manage, one way or another.
Don't make it sound so easy. We have no idea what we're dealing with here.
This is a whole beans and mess, and we're in a bind. Or we're in it blind, never mind. The only way to make it worse, is if we start running around like a bunch of headless chickens. But I have a concrete plan now, I think. Aside from those writings, there's another thing linking most, if not all, of those victims. The latter, I'll still have to look deeper into, of course. However, this little detail has been bothering me since one of the investigating officers brought it up. Even the news has picked up on it. Most of the victims are employees of the same company before their untimely deaths. Briar Realty Corporation. However, my suspicions are mine for the moment. The details of something Zach doesn't need to know until I have something to show. It's enough that he's aware that I have an idea in mind. For his part, Z-Man doesn't push it. Nothing but a heavy silence leads my departure hours later. Seriously, Zack would probably make a more responsible officer than me, if he only had the heart to join the force. We could certainly use more kind people like him, but as good as that thought is, I push it to the back of my mind as I head for my car. Tonight I can't stay distracted. The drive to BRC is a quiet affair, more so the hour-long wait for nightfall. Even with the radio blasting lively tunes, the place is rife with Titan's energy, only a matter of minutes now. But the ticking seconds don't take away the edge, and for the 5th time I reach out and fiddle with the radio, adjusting and turning the knobs with no real purpose. It's a nervous quirk I've developed and never bothered to correct during stakes out. Stakes out? Nailed it during stakeouts. Something to keep my mind occupied during long nights. What I would give to hear Zach's, Rebecca's, or Isabella's voice right now. Please don't be a spooky boy. Scope BRC out, see if the real estate company has any more information that may be of the help. That's the plan. Cooper and Isabella both worked on it before.
Traffic cams were useless, and those were supposed to be high def to begin with. Damn, huge waste of taxpayers' money when we can't even use it when we need it. The people at Tech have been at it since we got hold of the footage, and all they managed to salvage was a scant few seconds before she crossed the road. How does that help?
Well, there must be some use in that alone. Like, maybe someone pushed her?
There was no one else. She just stopped right in the middle of the road. Just right in the fucking
Beansing middle.
It's like there was something there that prevented her from crossing. I just don't know what.
Don't know why.
Isabella's not that stupid. There was something there. That's what made her stop, and the traffic cams didn't catch it. Something or someone. Someone was there.
Sure, I could also check the station for full reports. That's the easy, semi-legal way. But I don't want to bump into Chief right now. The guys at the precinct will definitely throw me out on his orders as soon as they see me. Not that my plan right now is any better. I'm just breaking into a different place, more or less. Honestly, it's a toss-up between breaking into this office or into the Wrights Mansion. Nailed it. As it stands, I'll have an easier time getting in here first. After all, why would someone want to break into a realty company? It's been here many times before anyway, for a few casual visits when I wanted to bug Scaredy Cat. Over the years, I've more or less grown familiar with their security setup and how badly staffed they are. Plus, it's an old building. If bankruptcy rumors are true, it just means their access protocols might be a little outdated. It gives me enough confidence as I exit my car and march toward the building. There are no side entrances, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to do this the hard way. All things considered, though, it feels like this might go smoothly.
And where do you think you're going, young man?
I don't know, somewhere cute.
Hey there, sir. A nice night we're having, eh?
Hello yourself. It's late. Most offices in this building have already closed up shop for the weekend.
The bloke seems friendly enough, though one can't really tell from his voice alone. He might be the wary sort for all I know. Keeping an unconcerned face and aloof air won't hurt until I've figured out how to wiggle myself out of this situation.
Just come back on Monday if you have important business.
He's probably been working here for a few months already, maybe around 4 to 6 months max. Otherwise, he would have recognized me at first glance. Haven't shown my face here since I've been assigned the firm case a year ago. In the first place, none of their security officers ever lasted a year in the service. The longest was around 7.5. I'll give this guy around that before he gets fired or finds a better paying job. For the moment, his too friendly attitude is almost a gift.
Really? Damn. Boss man won't be too happy to hear that.
Boss man?
Sorry, it's my boss, Mr. John. He asked me to get a few things from his table. Important work stuff, you know.
John? From Briar Realty?
The one and only. But this sucks. I didn't realize the office closes early on weekends. Shouldn't have stayed for another movie. Damn.
Damn.
I'm gonna get an earful later. New hire, you see?
Good thing Isabella has been quite open with stories from her office, no matter how mundane they are. Granted, she rarely talks about her boss, but what I've gleaned from it is enough to fabricate a decent, believable story.
Your new hires are always so dumb and clueless, I swear.
Mean.
You guys come and go a lot these days, but I suppose that's because they pay you a lot less in commission than the older agents, huh?
Yeah. It's nothing to do with the fact that, like, a ghost keeps killing us.
You can say that again, but it's nothing hard work can't fix.
Sure, you can do that, if this branch stays afloat.
What do you mean?
You know, stuff in the news.
You mean what happened with Rose Cooper?
Patience is the key. They can't rush this one or I'll get suspicious, or I might make a mistake.
Blech.
Besides, if I'm going to be stuck here with him for a while, might as well try to gather as much intel as I can. Don't they discuss the demon with each other? Okay, so what's happened so at the very beginning, Isabella was just like,
there's ghosts!
and everyone was like, yeah, sure, ghosts, Hannah sometimes is like, there's weird things, but doesn't say anything about ghosts. Zach was just like, there's no ghosts, and then afterwards was like, Ash, look, is ghosts. Marianne isn't really one of the friends. Rebecca was just like, oh no, I'm just going crazy. Ha, ha, ha. She was the most baffling. Like, she saw ghosts several times and then was just like, meh. Especially one time when she was just like, I am seeing ghosts. And I think it has something to do with that creepy fucking letter. And then Marianne called her when she was at school one day and was just like, hello there. That's not her voice. She was like, hello. Okay, well, do you know anything about weird things happening? And she was like, oh, I don't know. What would be weird things? She's like, oh, just weird anything about, like, letters, you know, anything with letters and weird things. And she's like, oh, I couldn't possibly tell you about anything. Goodbye. I wonder if Marianne thinks about the same things I'm thinking about. Like, what are you talking about? You literally, moments before that phone call, were just like, I think that there's ghosts and this letter is definitely at the heart of it. And then just didn't say anything. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I don't care who it was. I don't care if it was just some like random crazy guy that came up to me on the streets after I'd seen a ghost because I thought some magic letter had made me see ghosts. And he was like, hey, have you seen ghosts because of a magic letter? I would be like, yes, random man, we're now best friends. What are you talking about? Oh my God. And Ash hasn't believed it until this point. But people keep telling him about ghosts and he's like, it can't be ghosts. But now he's like, it's ghosts. Yep. He may just be a guard, some with no real authority, but most of the time, people like him are the ones who know more than they let on.
Yeah, but even before that, we've got a couple of good blokes we never saw again. There was this one kid too, Santillion? Sanchez?
Santos. Isabella.
Really? Those guys could have just resigned for all you know.
Dunno, I only catch tidbits of stuff from over here. Though seriously, I heard the branch is getting flushed soon, but that's no excuse for anarchy. You're the third newbie he sent running errands this week. I can't keep letting you all in after office hours. I'll get in trouble too, you know?
Come on, just a few minutes.
There's a long pause from his end, as if he's contemplating his options. A little push is all he needs before he gives in.
You know how fickle the boss's moods can be.
Well, yeah, but...
Please, I really need to get those files to him tonight.
Please. Pretty please. No.
All right. Go ahead. Swear you young ones have no respect for authority. Use the side entrance. I've already locked up the main door. I'm not gonna open that even if you give me puppy eyes.
Thanks. I owe you one.
Using the side door presents a different problem, however. It needs an access card, one I don't have. Could always pry it open and use a gecko, but right under the guard's watch.
There's just this one problem.
What is it again?
But
I forgot my access card.
You do.
Make a show of facing the security cameras, pulling my empty pockets out and presenting him with the sorriest look I can muster.
Bloody hell, kids these days.
Is there any way for you to...
Boy, you're lucky I'm nice.
I like you, mister. I hope you don't accidentally go to the mansion and then get ate by ghosts.
I'll go in and lock the side entrance for you then. You can use my card. It's on the front desk.
Aww.
You'll need to beep in when you report for proper work on Monday, though. And don't forget to turn off the lights before you leave, okay?
Okay.
Cuts off the connection before I can thank him. Soon the latch clinks and the side door swings open. The guard, a stout man wearing a uniform still too loose for him, waves me over from the gap before he disappears behind a station again. Just my luck. Here I thought I'd have to use unconventional methods. Ash was ready to suck a dick today. Okay. Look, it's a suck a dick kind of day. Sure, I might be getting the guy in trouble. Kind of feel sorry for that, but it's not like he'll be keeping the job for long, if he's always letting people in like that. If BRC doesn't have long either, he'll be job hunting sooner or later anyway. He's lucky I'm not here to hurt anyone. If I were someone with ill intentions, he might not be smiling at the end of the day. Of course, as I step into the building and grab his access card, I try and push all those concerns as far down as I can. I need to focus, and work is work. Though, if this is a sign of what's to come, then maybe things are indeed looking up. Don't like this. Don't know why I don't like this, though. It's a quiet ride up to the 7th floor, where the BRC Luxburn main office is. Seb, according to his access card, has been kind enough to switch the elevator's power on, just as I'm about to head for the fire exit stairs. Which is a welcome relief. I'm an active guy, but stairs? I don't want to tire out too quickly in case things get ugly. There probably won't be any trouble in with the building this quiet, but you never know. You never know. I swear this whole place definitely feels eerie at this time of night. But until I've confirmed anything, those are just still just stories. Worse things can happen. No need to scare myself. Staying calm means fewer mistakes.
Oh, I sure am fucking gutsy.
Beans and gutsy! I'm breaking a lot of laws here. Best thing to come out of this, Isabella's right all along. Worst case scenario? Find evidence that would implicate BRC or Luke Wright in a crime, and my meddling, if I'm not careful enough, makes it inadmissible in court. Though I'll be honest, I strongly prefer losing my job or facing Wright over some spirit or ghost or whatever it is. Could always work around the problems with the former. Fighting off a phantom? How's one even do that? Did guns even work with them? Guns.
Yeah, not going to happen.
I'm going to use my real ass gun. Okay. But tonight I'm here to fix things. If I do it without leaving a trail, all the better. Good thing that's what I'm good at.
Half-baked knowledge. Ooh, don't like that.
Get into BRC on your own. Oh, the other way would have been with Isabella. Oh, we could have gone in with Isabella if she was alive. Oh, if she was, well, no, if she was not in a coma. She's alive, but, oh, beans. Okay. The immediate area beyond the elevator doors sees the agent stations. There's a lot more to the floor, of course, but further restore business as soon as I'm in. Locate the records room, then security. Passing the sea of cubicles, I can't help but take in everything in their office. Force of habit for the most part. Oh, there was definitely a way for her not to be in a coma. We got the middle ground. Right, we got the middle ground. Because the other two options are, one is alive and a happy boy. Well, a haunted boy, but you know. And the third option is very dead. Found dead in her apartment. Found dead in her apartment in what is apparently a horrific way. So we got the middle ground. And like, look, one could argue she's in a better sitch because she's not being haunted anymore. She's just in a coma. Coma isn't haunted. Coma is coma. Coma is coma. Coma is not haunted. Oh yeah, like, oh yeah, there must have been like there's like a lot of different options in this game. Like, see this thing here? There's the branching tree right here, which I've not clicked on because it's like, there could be spoilers. But I'm betting that that's fucking giant. I want to look at it afterwards. I'm gonna look at it afterwards. And we'll see like how many different things. Yeah, coma is like long nap. It's just nice and it's restful. And there's no ghosts. Is no get ghosts when you are in coma. Coma. No ghosts. I should do adverts for comas. Nope. Shouldn't do that. Passing the sea of cubicles, I can't help but take in everything in their office. Force a habit for the most part. As far as I know, BRC Luxburn used to own this whole building. Offices in several floors once upon a time when real estate was still a lucrative business for the company in this side of the country. Then competition showed up and suddenly everything's not so good anymore. Only got worse as the years went by, or so according to the rumors.
Now the branch is just this floor, despite what the huge sign in the building's facade says, and frankly, it's not too hard to believe when one looks at the state of this room right now. Number of desks have been cleared out. Personal mementos are scarce, as if the employees have gone on an exodus. That'll be the downsizing. Look in the corner, it's our boy. It's our boy, real ass boy. Okay, probably. Searching for what I need would be a whole lot easier if Isabella was here. Maybe she'll even tell me more about the sudden layoffs.
I get it. I got her in a coma. It would be easier if she wasn't in a coma. Blah, blah, blah.
Fuck you. It's always been...
Focus, Frey. There's no point in whining or dwelling any longer on it. That's why I'm here in the first place.
Without her, I'll just have to do this old-fashioned way. I'm a detective, aren't I?
Besides, the longer I take here, the riskier the situation becomes.
Brushing it all off, I immediately get to work. On the far wall of the main workplace space, plaques label most of the doors for easy identification. The staff lounge and branch manager's office are places I'm familiar with, and they're easily the most accessible of the private rooms. To the right of the manager's office is the meeting room and human resources. To its far left, the records, followed by security further back. Easy as pie. What will be tricky is getting inside both rooms. Security room first. The fact that no one's walked out when I entered means the room is either empty or the guards sound asleep. I'm banking on the former. If they're cutting corners and firing agents, I have no doubt that they fired the guy stationed here, if they have anyone watching the monitors in the first place. It's a rather common thing for establishments. Just leave security recording indefinitely and only check footage if something actually happens. Just to check, I press my ears against the door, listening for a sign of anyone occupying the room. After a long minute and nothing, I move back towards the records door and give its knob a few rattles. Time to get to work.
Standard lock and key. Should be easy enough to pick.
We have lockpick sets, but those are only to be used if necessary and with the search warrant. Even then, it's a skill set rarely needed. Subtlety isn't often a cop's top priority if they have authority to search the premises. Bolt cutters and brute force are the favored methods. If those fail, call a locksmith. Me, I prefer the good old hairpin trick when those options aren't available. Besides, they're easy to hide and store for emergencies. Running my hand through my hair, I pull out a pair of bobby pins. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. I like that he doesn't just keep them. He doesn't just like keep them in his pocket. He's like, no, I'm gonna put them in my hair. I'm just gonna like bobby pin my hair. Oh no, I like it a lot. Oh no, I like it a lot. I don't know why that got me. I don't know why this has got me so hard. But I like that a lot. I like that he's not just like,
I need these for police business, so they go and buy police clothes. He's just like, no. What if they're practical and cute. They're practical and cute.
Two of these, I can just about open any standard lock. One makes a lever and the other makes a handle. I won't call it a complex skill, but it certainly takes time and a lot of practice to successfully pick a lock. Good thing I've practiced with them a bit from in my college years. I learn more when they're accessible and standard issue for a law enforcement officer. Wiggle here, click there, and I manage to seize all the pins before the locking mechanism soon enough. With a slight turn of the knob, the records room is ripe for the picking.
Easier said than done. Now, where should I start looking?
The property files are probably my best bet, as well as the people who worked on it, including Isabella and Rose Cooper. The sign-in forms from the open house can also help me track the clients. It's a little too far-fetched to think that these people have been affected. It would have been news now. What? It's a little too far-fetched to think those people have been affected. It would have been news now. Isabella's already found the letter by the time the open house had started.
That's because it's the house. It's not the letter. It's the house.
Besides, out of all the visitors, it's only the right couple who Isabella and Cooper had. It's only the right couple who Isabella and Cooper has had a notable interaction with, one that led to the sale of the mansion. So for the next half hour, I work in complete silence, digging into every file compiled in the Ermingard mansion folder. The client files I leave alone, like the sign-in forms, better narrow this down as early as possible. My best bet are the people who have worked closely with Cooper, Isabella, and BRC itself.
After all, that's where its connection is. Not an easy task considering how thick the whole thing is. Just the correspondence and contracts for the restoration alone makes up a stack of papers that's an inch thick. Third-party service providers hired for the masonry, radiators, woodworking, plasterwork, slate roofing, whole bunch of other things are well documented. Hell, even every single contractor who worked on the project were listed individually, even if they were just there to do the plumbing. It's a high-profile and high-cost estate, all right. With that, the scope comes the loopholes. Means plenty of room to hide something in if there's something fishy going on. All I have to do is find a pattern, and it doesn't take long. On closer glance, despite the original owners shouldering the renovation costs, it'll be surprising if they've managed to break even on the Ermigerd mansion. What with the additional expenses for the open house, the commission for their agents, their overhead fees. At one point, the negotiations to get listed under BRC's name almost broke down too. Some disagreement about a listing price. The owners wanted to be rid of it quickly as possible while keeping the worth at a profitable level. BRC was insisting on a higher amount, double what the appraiser suggested. This, plus the rumor that the branch is closing, BRC Luxburn really is in the red, and the sale of the mansion could have easily been a desperate move to keep the branch afloat.
No wonder the final sale happened as fast as it did. Sheesh, this place is just unlucky. Going bankrupt while the rest of this crap is happening?
This isn't what I'm looking for. What I need is who. The people aside from Isabella and Cooper involved in this business with the mansion, and how they are now. Can't do much with the outside contractors. They won't be on file. The employee list, on the other hand. Because if Isabella was to be believed, if what she's seen was and what happened to Rose Cooper is because of that letter. I need to know everyone who's possibly read it aside from the three of us. If they've been noticing strange things too. For all I know, these may have been just a terrible coincidence. Although the thought of that starts to diminish as I dig into BRC's company files. Turns out there were 2 more employees who handled the mansion directly, aside from Cooper and Isabella. Christian Sy, the realty specialist, and Mark Julius Jean-Marie. Mark Julius Jean-Marie, the estate appraiser.
This C guy. He was in custody just the other day.
Folks at the precinct said that they went to his house after a noise complaint, found him acting all crazy, and had to take him when he started getting violent. Kept screaming about a woman. Was driving the guards mad, and he didn't last too long. A few hours in, he started bashing his own head against a wall, and well, it was messy to say the least. Guy's in the hospital right now. Heard they're looking into putting him into a psychiatric ward as soon as he recovers. Within the company, he's been marked as AWOL. Jean-Marie, on the other hand, his employee notes and his date of leaving, and even when his final payment had been given. Along with it, there's a letter to his family about the appraiser being found dead in his office. Communication is hush-hush, and there's mention of compensation if they don't talk about it to the media. Inspector Abigail has often scolded me for not reading the reports on a regular basis, but I try to keep up to date as much as I can. When I do, I make sure I'm aware of the gist of what's going on in the city. This never reached the police's ears, or the health and safety executive.
Business going under and someone dies while working here? Of course they want to keep that quiet. It's bad publicity. This whole thing is just getting freakier by the minute.
I continue flipping through the documents for a while more. It's a quarter of an hour later when I put down the papers with a sigh, begin placing the folders where they belong. Aside from those 2, found nothing else of note. Feel like I'm still missing a lot of things here.
Well, let's look at the journal. What does it say?
To search for answers, Ashton broke into the Briar Realty Corporation's Luxburn office last night. Although the files he found reveal the real deal with the mansion's sale, somehow it all felt lacking. Oh, we would have found out so much shit if Isabella was here. It's about time I leave. I've taken too long. Make a short work of creating duplicates out of everything I've deemed important. The pages with the names, addresses, and contact numbers will do. I'll start with the ones who live within the city. Once I finished, I tucked the duplicates under my arm and bring the originals back to their proper place. With that done, I locked the door behind me, tugging it twice just to make sure. I have my work cut out for me. It's not like I can ask for backup from the Force. Now on to the next order of business. Removing the evidence from my little excursion here. Can't have my face plastered on security footage, showing me breaking the law, as it were. I'm gonna have to wipe the data for Seb's access card entries too, so I won't incriminate the poor guy. Same with the records room. His security is also using a standard lock and key. Good thing my trusty bobbies are always there for it.
We got all them bobbies in his hair. Oh, okay.
Without much difficulty, I find myself facing the security monitors. No. No, the ghost is here! The ghost is here so bad! The ghost is here so bad, huh? The ghost is here so bad! 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 Oh no! No. Okay. The room's odor hits me first. Sharp, nauseating stench, as if someone's accidentally spilled a gallon of bleach in the room. I don't like that it's doing that thing. It keeps flickering. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. No. No, don't do that. Okay. When's the last time they opened this place? Oh God, stop doing it.
Ugh, this place smells awful. Jesus, it's worse than the forensics lab on a bad day.
This is probably because of a badly botched effort to clean the place up. Even in the dark, I can spy dark stains on the walls. I really don't have time to try and play as this ketchup or soda right now, but I have the strange gut feeling who the mess might belong to. As expected, no security personnel mans the office CCTV controls, and the standalone DVR setup is open for everyone. Normally, I'd have a heap of things to say about this sloppy security setup, but right now, their negligence makes the whole task of erasing evidence easier.
No fuss, no muss.
The ghost is here so bad, though! Next one should be the access card data. Hopefully getting into the computer won't be too much of a hassle. Everything's up to now has been smooth sailing. There have been some hiccups, I'll give it that, though it does nothing to dampen the good mood I'm in. In such a fucking baller mood for a boy who's in a building with a ghost. Once I shift my attention to the machine sitting next to the DVR setup, all of it swiftly evaporates. No computer buff, but I can definitely recognize one more than a decade old. Simply looking at it makes me feel younger. No other choice, however, unless I pull a douche card and leave Seb to whatever trouble he might get into. I don't have the heart for such a thing, after all the help the old man has unknowingly lent me tonight. With a heavy sigh, I power it up and mentally prepare myself for a slow slug. Slow, apparently, remains an understatement here. It takes a whole 3 minutes for the thing to start up. OS hasn't even started loading. In my boredom, I start inspecting the live feeds from the cams. Can I make a prediction? I'm gonna make a prediction. Our choice is going to be... I feel like there's gonna be a choice. And the choice is going to be... go for the elevator or go for the stairs. I feel like the choice is going to be go for the elevator or go for the stairs. I might be wrong, but I feel it. I feel it in my heart. And I feel like the answer is elevator. If that happens, I feel like the answer is elevator. Because they're like, oh, he was so nice, he put on the elevator. I wouldn't like, oh, I don't rate stairs. Stairs are so many. That's so many stairs. And I know that we could get there, and then they could be like, oh, the elevator doesn't work now. Rah, rah, rah. But at the same time, it could be stairs, shove, falls down the stairs, you know? I can feel it. Like, I might be wrong, but I feel like that's going to be our choice. Takes a whole 3 minutes to start the thing up. The OS hasn't even started loading, and in my boredom, I start inspecting the live feeds from the cams. Only 2 work. One for the view outside, everything seems in order there. The other for the main workspace where It's a fleeting glimpse, a cursory glance, but the sight of it stops me. The image is a bit blurry, but standing there, right in the middle of the room, by one of the cubicles, I can make out the form of...
What the hell is...
I would get too far into that line of thought. No few seconds after my words have slipped out, without any sort of warning, while I'm still trying to make sense of what it is. Yep. Is this zooming in? Is it zooming in? Why is it zooming in? Stop zooming in! Stop zooming in! Please stop zooming in! Bitch no! Bitch no! Bitch no! Bitch no! No. A moment of paralysis hits me when she stops right in front of the camera. Like a damn rookie, I go still in the face of danger. Definitely I've been trained to handle the supernatural, and this is one, isn't it? And... beans. Her eyes bore into me. The malice in them piercing. Even beyond the screen, it's enough to make me go numb. Only the mug crashing to the floor when my hand accidentally takes a swipe at it snaps me out of the trance. Without second thought, I back away from the controls, from the room, ready to be done with this place. But before my foot even moves, she disappears.
Son of a...
She does not disappear! That is not disappearing! That's the opposite of disappearing! That's the complete opposite of disappearing, bitch! Look, when I say disappear, disappear means go away. Does not mean come out more. Does not mean fucking wring yourself out of the goddamn... That is not disappearing! How dare you? How dare you motherfuckers fucking disappear my fucking lily white asshole? What are you talking about? What are you talking about disappears? What are you talking about disappears, bitch? Disappears. God motherfucking son of a... God damn it. Mother shitting goddamn disappears. Instantly takes over. My hand quickly reaches for the gun at my side. Only to meet empty air. A mistake that cost me a few precious seconds, while the paperwork I've brought with me threatens to scatter everywhere at the same time. Gathering everything myself once more, with no weapon to protect myself, my sense of self-preservation kicks in and I lunge towards the door. I sprint across the office without daring to look back. As soon as I make it to the office... Oh my god, we get to go... Oh my god, elevator. Oh no, we're just going in... Okay. As soon as I make it out the office, I practically throw myself into the open elevator and slam the button for the ground floor. Okay, it didn't make us choose between them. It didn't make us choose between them. It was just like, get in that fucking elevator, dick shit. Okay, thank you. Is she gonna be there? No, do not take the stairs. I said, if it made me choose, I would take the elevator. Because, like, okay, this game flags things for you every so often. Like just before the bit where Zach could have got, Ash was just like, don't do anything rash, just stay outside the house and you'll be fine. And she was fine. I think that there was a thing where Isabella, like, where there was like, oh, like, you should always be with people. And then we didn't. Like, well, we half did. Like, we didn't go to work. And then she, like, she got. With Hannah, she was like, they were just like, look, be like, I can't remember, like something, I don't know, don't go into the basement. I don't know, we just made her not go into the basement. With this, they were like, elevator, stairs are annoying. Elevator. Like, I think the elevator is correct, you know? And like, he could got pushed down the stairs. Okay. Sigh of relief escapes me when the elevator starts its descent. The clicking noise fades off into the distance. Shifting the stack of papers under my arm, I lean back and wait in an attempt to compose myself. Like, I think that this game, like, flags things for you every so often. That's like, you should do this in the future, you dingbat. And so I was just, like, trying to, like, make those little connections. But, like, I also might be very wrong. It doesn't matter in the end, we're in an elevator. Shifting the stack of papers under my arm, I lean back and wait in an attempt to compose myself. Breathe. In, out. I don't want to be here. In a matter of seconds, the elevator stops and the doors open to... There's a moment's pause while I take in my surroundings. Confusion's understandably there, along with frustration.
Are you kidding me? They should just replace this whole thing.
Quite sure I pressed the ground floor, though. No. That's an old building. The elevator did always have problems when I visited in the past. I don't like that it's... I don't know what... Even Isabella becomes so angry whenever we try to get to her floor, and she'll have to repeatedly smash the button for the elevator to even move. It was always good for a laugh. I wasn't too worried then. Now... Do not. From the distance, beyond the light's reach, the noise echoes in my ears along with the rapid pounding in my chest.
Anyone there? I can hear you moving from here. Show yourself.
No response, only the soft sound of something scurrying around the floor, and the walls scurrying, and the walls in slow, deliberate movements. Faint, though still audible enough in this hush. I'm not gonna like this until it stops. If this is like before where you're like, and then it disappears. A moment. Oh god. And then, oh god. This time I'm sure it isn't my imagination. Against my training, my whole body stiffens. Why would you call out to it? Hands stilling mid-press on the button, eyes growing wide before waiting for any sort of movement from further back. Ears strained for the source of the sound. Much as I hate to admit it, dread seeped into every nerve in my body. And the blasted elevator still won't work. Oh, is it gonna make us do it now?
This isn't in my fucking training manual.
Beansing! Another... Where's it? Oh! No, I can see it back there. I can see it back there. Can you see it? I can see it back there. It's back here. It's back here. Oh my god, no. No. Another series of shuffling against this ground and laughter, and all of a sudden she's just there. Like a twisted spider, she stares at me, a look of hunger in her eyes and venom in the twisted manner she smiles. A glee she's well earned when I'm a damn fly that's been trapped right on the spider's web.
Damn it!
Without warning, she moves, mocking me with each unhurried crawl she takes, knowing I'm at her mercy. Oh god, it's gonna be elevator or stairs.
Fucking hell, work, you stupid!
Beansing! My life is in the hands of a crummy elevator, literally hanging between life and death. I'm not going to die here. Not in a god beansing elevator. Oh my god, what? Oh god, I can't do numbers. I'm so bad at numbers. Oh my god. Oh no. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm so bad at numbers. I'm so bad at numbers. Oh my god. 4, 3, 8, 7, 9. Oh my god. 8, 1, 7, 5, 6. Oh my god. I got scared and I started smashing. I got so scared and I started smashing. Okay, I got scared and I started smashing. I got spooked. I got too spooked and I started just smashing at buttons. I got too spooked and I started just smashing at buttons. I'm so bad at numbers. Oh my god, okay. Okay, I can do this. Okay. Not a damn elevator. 5, 8, 9, 4, 7, 3, 9. Oh no! 9, 7, 8, 3. No, I don't. 3, 4, 9, 6, 2. 8, 6, no, 5, 9, 2. Oh god, this one's so hard. Okay, this one's so hard. Okay, I'm so bad at numbers. Okay. 2, 7, 9, 8, 5. 8, 5, 9, 6, 2. 9, 5, 3, 7, 1. 6, 5, 3, 4, 2. Okay. Okay. As if a divine power has heard me swearing up a storm in my head, the door is closed just as the thing looms near. Soon the elevator, the blasted thing, is headed up. And this This is the most I've been tired in my whole damn life. Not during training when my superior first asked me to drop 100, not after a stakeout, but after smashing a mother beansing elevator button repeatedly. I slumped to the ground, worn out, but I don't let myself feel relief again, not until I'm out of here. Still, I found myself letting out a shaky laugh.
Fuck, I should have taken the goddamn stairs.
No! Twice I'd seen it. Thrice if I include the party. Unless I'm tripping beanses without realizing it. Unless I got bean freaked. There's no doubt in my mind that this is actually happening. I don't want to believe it. But with the truth staring me in the face, it would be stupidity, nailed it. It'd be stupidity to deny the reality of the matter.
Ghosts! Ghosts!
Okay.
Ghosts.
After having found what he needed from the off dish, Ash beat a quick exit, making sure not to leave evidence of his break-in. On his way out, however, the elevator malfunctioned and dropped him in the building's basement parking instead, where a familiar face welcomed him. Ah. As soon as the lift hits the ground floor, I hightail it out of the building. Seb's sound asleep when I pass by his station. However, in the face of what I've seen, everything I've faced tonight, I can't really care less who will see me on my way out. The sooner I get away from this place, the further the better. I'm just not sure it also means being safe. She almost got me, damn it. The beans and mother beanser almost had me. Ah, beans. It was only by luck that I managed to get the beans and elevator unstuck. Had the blasted thing not worked in the last second. I need some air. Fresh, breathable air that doesn't stink like death and gore all at once. I'm panicking. Christ, losing focus. Can't afford that right now. I can't lose it when Zach and Rebecca might be in trouble as well.
Remember your training, Frey.
Oh, little Ashy.
Another deep breath, and soon I'm starting the engines and driving off. After that little incident, somewhere open would be good. Some place I won't get trapped. Luxburn Park brings with welcome relief, although only by some. The chill is seeped in my bones, still here, furling and unfurling underneath my skin. If I don't move, if I don't busy myself with anything, soon my brain will go haywire. It's the last thing I want to happen when there are plenty things to do. This already answers all of it, doesn't it? Those deaths. Just how many copies of the letter are out there? Isabella can't have the only one if other people are also getting cursed. Could it be that one? Could it be that the one she's shown us is just one of 5? Maybe there's more. That the whole passes to 5 people business is ridiculous, but at this point, is it still? Yes, it is, because it's just the building! It's just the building! All in all, I found 2 deceased people who might have read the letter. 4 if we count Cooper as well as Isabella. It's only with that I can... And that's only with what I can find right now. I've no idea how the contractors and specialists hired from outside the company are doing, if they are in any way affected. How many people are suffering? How many are missing? How many are dead? Can I still even claim the rights for this? If anything, they might be in danger as well. I don't think I can wish a curse upon anyone, no matter how big a douchebag Luke Wright is. There's also that woman. How do we get out of this mess? How do we stay away from her? Stop beans. There's still so many things we need to look into, yet all my body wants to do is pace, burn out whatever excess energy there is still in me.
I'm not going crazy, am I? I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw that. I didn't inhale anything weird. Jeez, shit.
Beans! Beans! I don't know why I've got this. I don't know why I've done this. Like, normally I love it. I love, like, the character that swears the most, because I'm like, oh, look, it's the Ismay character. It's the Ismay character, the one who cannot help swear at every opportunity. But, like, replacing it all with beans is very fun for me. Of course, the panic passes soon, replaced by another tense silence as everything sinks in. The awareness of the much bigger trouble looming over me. Us. We're in deep beans, and it's finally caught up and hit me like a ton of bricks. Because Isabella has been warning us of this since day 1, and I'm the first person who brushed it off. Suddenly exhausted, I slump down on a bench and bury my face in my hands as every regret bears down on me. And in the stillness of a park, a plea slips out.
Isabella, what am I supposed to do? Tell me, please.
Desperation. After all my failures, after all the things I've disregarded, all at cost of the people I care about. I don't like the creepy. I don't like the creepy muso. Okay. Oh my god. So this day, Rebecca nearly dies, and we go to the mansion. We go to the mansion with Zach, or not? Oh no. We go. No, I don't know if we go to the mansion. Sillenwell Residences. Oh no, we don't. It's just that Zach thinks that we go there, or maybe we do, and then we don't go there. You know? Oh my god. Oh, okay. I don't like not knowing where he is. I don't like not knowing where he is. Darkness blurs the edges of my vision, but we know that he lives. We know that he lives. We know that he lives until at least like midday or something. Midday or something tomorrow? Or is it morning? Fuck. Darkness blurs the edges of my vision. Black tendrils twist and coil around my limbs. Soft footfalls echo in the far distance, scurrying, scampering, moving in odd rhythm with the sharp, piercing noises of her laughter. A scream threatens to burst, but my throat closes off ever so slowly. A chill seeps into every nerve in my body, washing away every sensation in me, apart from one. There's only fear. Once again, our laughter echoes, a sound bitter and unforgiving, and it's the last thing I hear before she reaches for me. The ground trembles. The world slows to a stop. I'm so tense. My shoulders are so tense. Oh, fuck me. Okay. Morning breaks in a blurry mess of vivid shapes and colors. Oddly, there's no feeling of terror or confusion gripping me, despite the vague images that driven me to sleep. We just sleep outside like a goddamn homeless man. Awareness kicks in shortly, though slow and sluggish, as I blink away what the last remnants of unconsciousness from my eyes. The early morning light already streams through the open windows when the memory sets in and the room I'm in finally comes into focus. Not a room. My car. Oh, okay. Bunkered down here last night after my nerves have calmed. When you almost get trapped in a confined space, there's no question about staying somewhere open. Not again. She might appear any time. She won't catch me off guard again, that woman. Is she the first one? Is she still the one in the first place? Or is she still one in the first place? One that we'd normally call a human? Can it still feel guilt? Does it understand pain? Ah, beans. I'd take breaking and entering charges over whatever she was any day. Pushing myself upright, my eyes wander idly towards the mess of papers I've gathered from BRC last night. Proof that none of it was a dream, no matter how much I wish for it.
That's surely to keep him comfies.
Then it shifts to the view outside, right into the line of trees and winding pathways. There's some already strolling about the place, a few people here and there, dotting the space my eyes can reach, but otherwise the whole park is empty. Quiet. For some reason I can't stand the silence right now, not with that woman's face. Not when that woman's face has been burned on my eyelids. Whenever I close my eyes, I see her. It's a miracle I'm able to get a few hours of sleep and with that horrid laughter of hers ringing in my ears. Then maybe it's simply my exhaustion at work. You think I'm used to going 48 hours, maybe even more without rest. And I am. But what happened at BRC has shaken me up like nothing else has. Thugs and criminals, hell, even crime lords I can deal with, but ghouls and the undead?
Oh, I didn't sign up for that.
I didn't sign up for that. When they handed me my gun, I did not sign up for when they was like, hey, it's some ghosts. Seriously, this better not be the start of some sort of zombie apocalypse. Actually, maybe a zombie thing would be preferable. At least I'd know what I need to do. Shoot dead stuff until they're dead for good and leave figuring out how everything went to hell to the scientists.
Thinking about it won't change anything, though. She's just toying with our lives.
She's dangerous. If we don't do anything about her, and this curse will definitely be pushing daisies soon. Did anyone watch Pushing Daisies? That was such a good show.
I'm getting too tired. Too old for these beans. Getting too old for these here beans. Okay.
I can't let what happened to Isabella happen to others as well. I've dallied on this long enough. Left all my friends in harm's way after the warnings they've given me. To admit I'm afraid. But beneath the terror, adrenaline keeps me running, compels me to take action. To do something. Still have 2 other people I need to check with. Isabella would definitely get in a tizzy if I don't check on them. I should have listened to Isabella. Maybe I don't need to outright believe her, but I should have listened. And maybe she wouldn't be... There's no point dwelling on what-ifs and should-haves. Can't do anything about the past. What I should be caring about is what might happen. That I can do something about. With one last sigh, I start my car and slowly pull off the parking lot. Zach has already been warned yesterday. I trust him not to do anything stupid. Rebecca, on the other hand, we ended up on a bad note last time. Might as well mend things with her first. Cold Luxburn air greets me upon slipping out of my car. Not unusual in itself. This is what Luxburn's weather is supposed to be. A bit cold, damp for the most part, and more often than not, terribly drab, with an occasional sprinkling of rain every few hours. The sky's still clear, but it'll give in a day or two, before the weather takes a turn for the worse. I've complained about the awful rains for years, despite having lived here my entire life. I have to admit, though, seeing it return to the usual feels extremely reassuring. At least something's still normal in this world, when I can no longer think the same for the situation we're in. A nightmare. That's probably all this is. Usually I'd say I've been through worse, but that's simply another lie I've often told myself, isn't it? And I've fed myself a great deal of lies through the years, just so I won't have to think about it the next day. Maybe we won't even have this problem if I hadn't been running away and ignoring things, hiding them someplace no one will see, because I've since believed doing so was a show of weakness. Z-Man showed me the photograph, mentioned weird things happening around him these past few days. Bottom line, he likely knows as much about this as I do. Why else would he approach me? A guy who knows stuff, according to him. In the end, all I've done is give him the brush off. Some reliable guy I am. Hell, Rebecca's probably in the same boat, grasping for anything that might provide an answer, a way out of this. What can any of us do when all of us lacks any understanding of what's happening? One thing's clear about this, however. The thing is after us because of the letter.
No, it's the mansion, it's not the letter!
Isabella's accident might as well have been that ghost doing. Both Rebecca and Zach have seen it too. She'll go after them as well. Yet here I am, walking up to Rebecca's door, one slow step at a time, a stalling tactic to allow myself some time to put the mess in my head in better order. How to phrase this? When there's a 90% chance she's still pissed about a whole different matter. It's the only reason I didn't check on her last night. I'll only alarm her by showing up in her home in the middle of the night, acting like a babbling lunatic. And her anger can last quite a while. These past years, it seems the only one she's been able to easily forgive is Isabella. Kinda wish she's here to help me talk to her. I run my hand through my hair and straighten out my jacket before knocking. Once, twice, 3 times, just to make sure Rebecca's heard me, even if she's asleep. She's usually awake by now, though.
Hey, Becca, it's Ash. Open up. Don't tell me you're still in bed.
Making sure that I'm on the right day. Yeah. This is still the day that she gets that. Okay. Seconds tick by. No answer from her. The dread has started to creep up. I've been trained to handle dire situations, but the feeling has been doing that quite frequently since last night. What? Okay. My mind begins to anticipate the worst, and in the next minute, concern is mixed in with my thoughts as I bang my fist on the door, louder this time. She'll definitely be livid, but I'd rather face her wrath than a dead body.
Becca, it's Ash. There's something we need to talk about right away.
Your girlfriend left early this morning, pretty boy.
Hello there.
So if you could do us a bloody favor and shut up, that'd be real fucking polite.
My hand pauses short of landing another heavy knock. From the other unit, Rebecca's other neighbor peeks through his door, though I can see nothing but a bundle of blankets.
I'll say they need help from being devoured by their sheets, but it sounds like he's just fine. He's a huge butt face, too. Nailed it. Course of action, so people like him won't ruin your day. Act like the nicest person on the planet. It's done me wonders when I was a rookie patrolling the streets. No need to match his temper.
Oh, did she say where she was going?
I don't know. She said something about meeting someone or something. Well, what am I, her keeper? You know, some people want to sleep in on a bloody Sunday, so keep it down. Just looking forward to this weekend. Thanks, you damn git.
Well, there's no need to be an ass about it. I'll get out of your...
He slams the door shut without warning, and not before muttering a string of very colorful words about me. Probably thinks I won't hear him inside the four walls of his apartment.
Jerk.
At the end of it, a sigh. So Rebecca's not here. Must have missed her by an hour or so. At least she's not alone. She should be safe in theory. Oh my god. What if we had got her killed? If we had got her killed. Oh my god. Oh my god. If we had got her killed right now and he's just like, she should be fine. And then she was died. Imagine if she was died. Okay. More so if the person she's meeting is who I'm thinking. Nevertheless, I still can't help but worry. It's an easy thing continuing down increasingly darker lines of thought. To act brashly, to find out where she is and go straight there without deliberating on my actions first. There's Zach to boot. Rebecca's not alone, but I can't say the same for the big guy. Simple phone call to both of them should do the trick, and ease my nerves at any rate. Better than rushing over to Zach's place or assuming Rebecca's whereabouts and finding out they're not where I guess they should be. Assuming the worst will come next, which I'd rather avoid this early. And any other reason, I won't bother them, but this emergency begs for urgency. I like that phrase! That's an emergency that begs for urgency. Okay. This is one, right? Even if it isn't, anxiety from concern dulls judgment. Something I most certainly can't afford to lose at any given time, especially right now. Any means to calm it would do wonders to the muddled mess my mind is already in.
Oh, look at all my people.
Who's Abigail? Who's Abigail? Who's Abigail? Who's Abigail? Yo, who's Abigail? Why her face like that? Yo, who Abigail? Why her face why that her face? Yo, Abigail? Yo, who Abigail? Yo, who Abigail? She isn't a close friend. Yo, who Abigail? Yo, who Abigail? Pulling up my phone, I thumb through the screen until it ends up on a group with only Zach's, Rebecca's, and Isabella's numbers listed. Other people will probably say I keep too few friends when they chance on this. To some extent, it's true. I can easily name about 100 people I've been acquainted with through the years. Colleagues, blockmates from unis, neighbors, those sort of people. They've all come and gone. But these three have chosen to stay for some reason, without wanting or asking for anything. Like the others, none had Zach's kindness, Rebecca's patience, nor the sincerity in Isabella's eyes. One day these guys are just there. The next thing I know, being with them eases it. What? Whatever. Oh, that heavy, somber feeling lingering in the air when you stand alone in your apartment, or something as simple as spending your day off without anyone. I'll say it's loneliness, but this carries much more depth than that. If I can help it, I don't want to lose the rest of them to some stupid curse. I've already come too close to losing one. A phone call may be the least comforting thing at the moment. Honestly, I prefer being in the same room with them right now, but I'll take what I can get. Becca first. She'll get angry at me for worrying about her. She isn't some helpless damsel in distress, after all. She isn't the shy little girl I knew when we were children. We're already far from the people we were back then, but it's more than enough reason to check in on her. I don't have to imagine her taking anything head on. She'll do it instead of asking for help when she needs it. I don't care if she gets mad at me, if only to know that she's fine. A ring. In the silence of the hallway, that sound alone might as well be sharp enough to pierce through my ears. Another second passes. 2, 3. When on the 9th ring, it goes straight to her voicemail. A cold feeling instantly lodges in my stomach.
Rebecca Gales here. You've reached my voicemail. Sorry if I can't get to you right now. Oh, and if this is Isabella, yes, you're free to reheat the food in my fridge. Otherwise, leave a message.
Probably just busy, that's all. Though I still barely manage to keep my voice even when I speak.
Hey, Becca, call me back when you're free. We need to talk. ASAP.
Yeah, okay. Becca will be alright. Is alright. She's safe. She's with someone else. In the event that woman shows up, she'll have someone with her. Someone she'll be able to ask for help. Oh! God, what if she had died? What if we had got her died? Oh, what if we had got her died? I'd feel so guilty right now. I'd feel like the guiltiest bitch in the world. I'd feel like a bitch right now if she had died. Oh, what if I had got her died? Oofty doofty. She's safe. She can handle herself. Damn right she can, motherfucker. She handles herself. She wields a book like a madman. Becca might have a fiery temper, but she knows when she's faced with something she can't handle herself. Rebecca will see my missed call and she'll call me back. Though I don't express it enough, Rebecca is someone I consider important to me. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, it's too cute. Oh, it's cute. Oh. She's been my friend for the longest. Anybody else would have been fed up with me and left. Oh my goodness. The girl's stuck by me, no matter how big of a jerk I've been. There's Zach and Isabella too now, of course, and I'll always be thankful for having them around. The worst times before, however, Becca was there. No one believes it when I say it, but I've surely had my awful moments as a bratty kid and as a horrible teen. Issues. Had too many of them to count and refused to deal with for a time. At least that's what Andrew likes to tell me. I tend to think nothing of it. It has mellowed down over the years, thanks to the professor mostly. But at times I do wonder if it still burdens me the way it did all those years ago. After all, I was terrible, especially around the time of my parents' separation. Looking back at it now, I had no reason to direct all my frustration towards everyone else, whatever. While I wasn't a kid who lashed out at anyone, preferring to keep it to myself and turning those negative feelings into more productive things, I'd grown distant from a lot of people because of it. From my old friends back in my old school and the neighbors I've hung out with before moving, a habit I've lightly brought with me into adulthood. I was just so angry with everyone and everything. All I kept thinking was about myself, wondering why me. In retrospect, I was a selfish little bastard who thought, oh no! I was a selfish little beanhole, dang it, who thought the world revolved around me. I shouldn't have been going through it. I believe my behavior was entitled, and that I had the right. Tough times, but she stuck with me, snapped me out of my little sulk, as she often phrases it, whenever she sees the chance to bring it up. She didn't tolerate my bull hockey. But she didn't leave me alone either. If anything, the whole thing made her stick around. Concern may have grown a bit too overbearing as the years went by, but she's still an old friend nevertheless. I owe her a lot. That won't change.
Damn it. Where are you, Becca?
Another message left on her voicemail. Then on my third call, I hang up. For the time being, I can't do anything more than wait for her to return my calls. Worrying aimlessly won't get me anywhere. Zach, on the other hand, the guy attracts trouble no matter how much he tries to avoid it. Doesn't help how he hasn't been too hot lately with a lot of people. His mention of plans yesterday doesn't sit too well with me either. He might be the next responsible adult after Rebecca, out of the four of us, but I've still got to check on the big guy. Make sure he's doing okay at the very least, whatever he's planned on doing. All I'm asking is for it not to be idiotic. He's a sensible guy, I'm sure. However desperation clings and pushes people to do things, rational or irrational, doesn't matter. Clear thinking flies out the window the moment you're in danger, and I sincerely hope he's not found himself in a tricky situation. His phone doesn't even ring before he answers, or his voicemail at least.
Hey, it's Zach. Well, a voicemail anyway. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So, just leave a message, yeah? And no, Ash, you're not allowed to lockpick your way into my apartment again. Just do what any other decent human being does and call if I'm not around. Thanks.
I mean, okay, kind of a dumb voicemail message, because he's trying to, like, if that message was for him, then he's trying to call. And he's trying to call, and then didn't call, and then couldn't get through. So, like, at that point, he's tried, you know? Did he turn it off? Why? I don't want to assume the worst yet. Maybe he's forgotten to charge it. Can't be. The guy is a bit of a Boy Scout, even more than I am as a cop. He's the type who has an extra battery or a power bank in his bag if he ever needs it. He always does. He won't say anything or brag about it, but he's got quite the roster of VIP freelance clients. He won't just leave his phone dead in case he's out in the field. He's out on the field, particularly when people will likely be looking for him. He always leaves his connection open whenever clients or friends need him. Zach's reliable like that.
Why isn't anyone answering?
Mobiles in an out-of-range area sounds more plausible, though the thought of it doesn't completely shake off the unease. Like Rebecca and I, he took the time to listen to what Isabella had been saying. And even if he didn't believe it, he was definitely the first one to offer help or try to do something. If he ends up in trouble doing whatever it is, so help me, I can't be rash. I'm aware of that. But running the same reminder in my head since last night. But if something happens, sorry, my reaction won't be pretty. God, at this point, yeah, I was just about to say, at this point, they could have just both been dead. At this point, they could have both been dead. That's insane. At this point, both of them could be dead. And he's just calling his dead friends. Oh, okay. The added guilt from those times I've repeatedly dismissed him will surely haunt me. They could be haunting you if they had been died. Okay.
Yo, Zach, call me back, all right? I wanted to check in and, yeah, just please call me back.
It's usually a joke between us that I say he's the Watson to my Sherlock. I don't see him as some assistant to put aside until he's needed, like some people like to believe, though. He's not some pity friend I keep around to make myself look good.
If anything, he's the one who stayed by me out of pity.
Zach's the one who puts up with me most of the time, even when he doesn't need to. It's not a case of cool cop who helped out a minority. In truth, I was a hard-headed, hot-tempered, reckless rookie until I met up with him. That was an annoying sentence to say, and I hated it. It wasn't anything sudden, and some part of me is still that rookie. But I've grown, thanks to him. He tempers that part of me, considering how our first impressions went. I'm lucky he stuck around. Becca and I may have spent a lot of years together as children, but Zach, he's probably the closest thing I'd call to a best friend, though it's more than that. The camaraderie no words can express. He has my back, and I'll always have his. He's a brother, and I never had the luck of ever having. Only child and all.
And I have every reason to worry about my brother.
Becca's neighbor did say that she went out to meet with someone. No specific names. If I'm wrong and she's not with Professor Clark, then maybe it's with Zach. Never been close, but it's not the kind of awkward friendship where meeting together remains out of the question. Regardless, I continue dialing for his phone another 3 times, like I've done with Becca's. In the end, after the 3rd attempt with no one answering, I stop and move to cut the call with a ragged exhale.
Waiting game it is, then.
I've been trained for those. Hell, I'm used to them, just not when it comes to people I'm close to. Much as I keep reminding myself to maintain a level head, it's a whole different matter when it's someone you know. It's only an accident, but what happened with Isabel has proven that. Personal feelings will likely get involved at some point. Starting now, actually. The anxious strings coiling and uncoiling, causing a racket inside my stomach. And that's exactly when the line finally connects. Thank you, Jesus! Okay. I mean, we made sure he stayed alive, but, like, still. Thank you, me! Before he even speaks, my question has already slipped out, including every pent-up worry and tension in my body.
Where are you?
The line's choppy, though I can still make out the words he's saying. Nothing to worry about, then. He's just someplace where network coverage is shitty. Can't imagine where at this time of the morning, though. He'd go out for a jog?
What was that, Ash? Could you repeat that? Signal shitty here.
I asked, where are you? Hell, Zach, I've been calling your number for a good 20 minutes now. What kind of shithole did you get into?
Beanhole! I meant that to sound as friendly as possible, to keep things light, at least. Instead, only the frustration shows in my tone.
Good morning to you, too.
Yeah.
I should be asking you that question. I've been looking all over the mansion for you.
Yeah, Zach's at the mansion right now.
I thought you'd be...
What mansion?
Do I really need to answer that?
Why are you even...
Please don't tell me that's his plan. A morning visit to the mansion where Luke Wright is? All the pig-headed things to do right now. It's the best thing he can come up with, breaking and entering. Got plenty of reasons to rail at him right now, though no matter how much I want to give him a piece of my mind, unfortunately it's not the time.
No. No, wait. Just get your ass
But-
to Isabella's place and hurry.
He pauses a moment, a second of indecision while he seems to contemplate his options.
How urgent is this?
In truth, the question, the hesitance and the indecision in his voice caught me completely off guard. Understanding dawns on me. His decision to go there isn't one born of a stupid impulse. He must have found something. However, no matter how urgent it is, he still shouldn't have gone there, alone at that. Despite myself and that split second of comprehension I allowed to show. A weakness. Simple request brimming with every unease and disquiet causing turmoil within me since last night. It bears a selfish hope that he'll understand, even though the unstable signal that whatever's keeping him there, he'll be willing to set aside for now.
Pressing enough for you to stop asking questions and get yourself here. Please, Zach.
Silence fills the other end of the line again. For a long moment I assumed he won't heed it, and I'll have to drive over there myself, just to drag him away from whatever danger he's skirting. Thankfully he agrees.
I'll be there in a few. An hour or two tops.
Thanks. I'll see you.
Oh, relief washes over me as soon as the call ends. Oh my god. Oh look, Abigail's there! Abigail's in there! Who the fuck? Okay. After that close call, Ashton spent the night in the park, only to be kept awake by nightmares. Had an utter loss. It's an utter loss, not an utter lost, whatever. And with all his beliefs overturned, Ashton decided to check on Zachary and Rebecca. Unfortunately, the latter wasn't in her apartment, and only the former returned his calls. Normally, I don't let myself a moment of respite in times like this. Gotta stay alert. Why is Zach like, is this important? It was because at the time, I think that at the time, that was when we had to make a choice between, are we going to go with to Ash, or are we going to follow the singing sound that was like the singing of like his dead mom that was inside the house? And he was just like, I mean, I might want to go and see my dead mom, I guess. But we were like, no, fuck you, Zach. Go to your friend, shut up and leave. Rebecca's still out there, yet to return any of my messages. For the moment, I relish in it. It's probably just the first time I've permitted myself to do so since last night. Even the muscles in my shoulders have been complaining from all the tension I've taken on. I feel you, boy. Still annoys me that all I can do right now is grit my teeth and trudge back to Isabella's apartment. Useless. That's what I am in the face of this. Mad dash around Luxburn and Anselm isn't going to help things. It's not like I'll simply stumble across them on the side of the road during a drive. The city's a too big place for one person to go searching for only two people.
That'd be like finding a needle in a haystack.
With one last frustrated glance towards the open skies, I prepare myself for the long wait. Might have already grown used to this, but waiting will always, always be the hardest part. More so when it's the people you care about, and sure enough, boredom strikes minutes later, followed closely by anxiety. I need to be doing something, but what? I've already gone through those papers from BRC last night, twice in fact. I'm still at a dead end. Stop saying dead! If Rebecca were here. Hell, if only Isabella were here. Subconsciously, my attention drifts towards the closed door of her apartment, and it hits me the second my eyes land on it. What? A split second of an idea. What? Didn't bother looking into this because I assumed it was an accident. But Cooper died. Isabella would most likely receive all the files at the Ermagerd mansion. In fact, she might not need to. They were partners, right? It's no longer a trainee-mentor thing. They most likely have the same copies of the documents. She might still be keeping some in her room. Something she hasn't been able to give us since the accident. However, immediately after the thought forms, guilt also rears its head. Yeah, he couldn't connect a call to Ash. Heard his mom's humming. It was like, where are you? Maybe that was it. That might have been it, actually. But I think, to be fair, it's still at the same point. Like, I know that, like, so, like, we made the decision beforehand, but, like, narratively, he was still at that point, like, I don't know what I should do, you know? Like, I feel like it would have been, instead of the call coming through, it wouldn't have been able to come through because we went in the mansion, where at that point he was still like, narratively, I think that us being like, maybe not, was him like still wavering about it, and it was like Ash calling and being able to connect that like snapped him out of it, really. Because even if it like, you like the thing, like even if it was like him sitting around like, oh, like it's a spooky time, it's still like someone that you love a lot that's dead, and then you hear their fucking voice coming from somewhere. I mean, terrifying, but like, what the fuck? Like, I'm gonna get barfy. I'm gonna get barfy thinking about if my mom died. I'm gonna get barfy. And I heard her voice coming from somewhere afterwards. I'd be terrified, but like, I cannot tell you with 100% certainty that I would not go and check it out. I cannot tell you that I would not.
I love my mom more than anything. I love my mom more than anything.
The fact that I'm thinking about breaking into her apartment leaves an uneasy twinge in my stomach. It's wrong. All of it's wrong. Inappropriate on so many levels of propriety I adhere to. If she's here, I wouldn't even consider this. Really now. But if she's here, will she allow it? My gaze swivels back to the door, as if the thing's inviting me. One thing's for sure, however. Knowing her, she'll do any possible means if it will save her friends from this curse. She can be stubborn like that sometimes, and it's enough to harden my resolve. So, muttering a silent apology to her and swallowing my guilt, I reach up for my bobby pins.
I love bobby pins.
I begin my work on the lock. In under a minute, the knob clicks, and I quietly slip into her apartment. Whatever I'm to find at the end of this, I hope it'll point me in the right direction. Cat bat, cat bat, cat bat. I love Cat Bat so much. And Pumpkin Boy. Cat Bat and Pumpkin Boy, you're some good friends of mine. Okay. Despite her aunt having brought most of her personal stuff to the hospital, her room's still a mess of things she's accumulated over the years. Papers, instant noodle cups, photographs, and posters all over the room. No matter where you look at this place simply has Isabella written in it. Just 5 years and she's left this big mark in our lives. I'd be lying if I say her presence didn't change a lot of things. Zach, Rebecca.
I'm Cat Bat. Oh, I would love to be Cat Bat. What if I were Cat Bat?
Okay, and me. However, there's no time to reminisce about all this. It's nice and nostalgic, those memories. As nice and nostalgic as those memories are, there's work to do. Things to find, if there's even any in here. I won't know that by simply standing here, acting nostalgic. Wasting no time, I head straight for a sturdy table, where a chaos of papers and folders clutter the top. There are instant noodle cups still, plus a few empty pens and crumpled paper littering the table. All points of interest in the room, but my focus veers on the laptop first. No malice intended, I'm simply looking for work files. Besides, I doubt she has anything to hide, and if it still means anything, that's exactly why Isabella's always worn her heart on her sleeve. Genuine, uninhibited, open, free. While it's often gotten her into all sorts of trouble, her candidness, that wholehearted look she always has displayed and carried with her, things that I never have a reason to doubt. Others would say it's her warmth that draws her to people, or cheer. Neither are wrong, but neither is the whole truth to her either. Because those who have never bothered to look beyond the surface will never see her, see someone earnest. Someone who's always meant well, albeit in her underlying stubbornness. See how she loves. An affection that's altogether both warm, steadfast, and unflinching. Many ways. A lot of reasons. She's the kind of person I want to be around with. What? It made me feel like I'm still worth something. You never meet many people like that, not in my line of work. Always with something to hide, always with something to lie about. Eventually, you meet too many of them, you change too. You become like them.
Perhaps the biggest thing I regret about this is I never had the chance to change that before she... The laptop finally boots up and loads the operating system, although as soon as it does, I'm greeted with her password screen. A few minutes, I try my hand at a couple of obvious ones she might use. 123456, 00000, password 1, QWERTY, admin, cinnamon rolls. None of it works.
At least she knows how to use the most common ones.
This adds a new layer of problem, though knowing her, she must have written it somewhere. Not on the mess of papers here, but somewhere she can quickly check. It's probably something she'll bring with her, not necessarily a diary, but close to one. I've noticed one on her person several times before. Never saw its contents, but I've seen her regularly on them while waiting for a meal at a restaurant or during lulls in a conversation. Just hope she's left where she's written her password somewhere here. It's the drawers I start with, from the bottom one. It takes a while going through the pile in each of the 3 layers, the 2 bottom yielding nothing but old records she's been keeping. The 3rd one, though, yields one closer to what I'm looking for. All the pages are already filled.
Probably why she dumped it here.
Carefully flipping through each reveals notes from a meeting with a client. Sometimes there are doodles on the edge of the pages, others taking up entire spreads. All old ones, and nothing of use to me right now, but on the last page, on a sheet folded in half... Aww. Aww. Aww.
She wants to go to Japan and the Bermuda Triangle in Korea.
That's okay. Okay. Japan, Korea,
The Bermuda Triangle.
to-do list, eat, noodles, sleep. Eat, noodles, sleep. I love her. God damn it.
Opening it reveals a doodle of the 3 of us. Zach, Rebecca, and me, from how we looked about 4 or 5 years ago, give or take. At the bottom, scrawled in a neat script after a few telling erasures, 707 Devlin 2011. Despite myself and how dismal everything going on at present, despite how dismal everything going on at present, laughter slips from my lips, uninhibited and without care for who might hear. 707 Devlin Court. I remember her handling that case 5 years ago. Even got a recommendation from Inspector Abigail and a promotion to Detective Sergeant after wrapping it up. Some morbid case of a dead husband being stuffed inside a sofa by his own wife, and at the heart of it, Isabella. Fresh off the boat, selling the first property assigned to her. Some sick sense of humor the universe must have, huh? In hindsight, if all that shit didn't happen, the 4 of us wouldn't even be together. Wouldn't have met her. In the end, I can't even tell her. Instead, choosing to hide behind teasing words and friendly jibes because I'm a coward who can't even convey his feelings properly. And can't even face the person he's become. Granted, I know, they're so casual. Remember when, we found, a dead husband stuffed in a couch? Granted, it's not yet too late for her. She still may recover, but now there's only regret.
A badge, a gun, and I can't even protect my own friends.
To other people, these may just be a series of letters, but to us, to the people pictured on this page, it may mean a whole different thing. Apparently also means a great deal to her, one sentiment that goes far beyond some sense of nostalgia. Enough to also use it as the password for her own laptop. True enough, it works, and soon I have access to all her work files. Nothing significant, though. It's this one. Hoping to find more information, Ashton checked Isabella's apartment for anything that would help. He merely discovered vague clues, stuff that Isabella had been looking into before her untimely death. What?
Sorry, no, incorrect. Fuck you, game. No, she's a shut up, game. Fuck you. They didn't do one for this. They didn't do one for the situation that we got ourselves in. Fuck you. Fuck you, game. Fuck you, game. For an untimely death, my peachy asshole. Shut up. Shut up, she's alive. Shut up. Oh my god. Shut up, she is alive. But if anything, what he saw in the room hardened his resolve. Shut up, she's a fucking live. Shut up, game. Sure enough, it works. Nothing I haven't already found last night. Perhaps the most noteworthy out of everything is the log she left that night. She's taking note of every client who attended the open house and worked on the mansion, even the outside contractors. For what purpose, I have no idea. Should I have also looked into those last night? They didn't seem that important, though. If anything, I'll get more looking into the deaths of those employees than some random people. Adding these clients to my list will only broaden my scope. But what if Isabel's onto something here, like with the letter? Hot beans. There's no more room for regret, however. All of a sudden, a knock breaks the moment just as fast as my attention shifts towards the source. Before I can even wallow in my mistakes, I hastily put everything back together, turn off Isabel's laptop, and open the door. Hopefully, I'll be greeted by some good news this time. Hi, it is me, Ghost. It is not Ghost. Unrelated frustrations aside, once I step out of the room and accept the call, the stone that's been stuck in my stomach simultaneously lodges itself up my throat.
Hello.
There, in the hallway, stands Zach, his hand raised ready for another knock. Although he's not his most presentable at the moment, ruffled and drenched with sweat as he is, relief quickly washes over me like a tide. He's still panting when he pushes me aside and heads in.
You said it was urgent. Did anything happen? Is it Becca?
Everyone's fine. Well, Becca's not here. She went somewhere this morning and hasn't answered any of my calls
God,
yet.
what if she were dead? Okay.
So, nothing's wrong? Why'd you call me here for then? And what are you even doing here? You know Bella wouldn't be happy you're snooping around here. It's still hers.
My explanation can wait. He has a lot of explaining to do. The fact that he went to Anselm alone for some godforsaken reason warrants a proper one. Ghost or not, he's already been given a warning. It frustrates me to no end that this might be the plan he mentioned the last time we spoke. I get that he's worried about Hannah Wright. Somehow they've become friends, but that's not the issue here. Not when there's a murderous ghost who might go after any one of us at any given time. Sure, Zach made it here in one piece by some dumb luck. He's all right, and this takes one off the list of people I need to worry about. Frankly, as annoyed as I am, I can't just stay angry at him when I look at the situation that way. Hell, that call didn't connect in that exact minute. There might have been a chance he wouldn't be standing here. I know, I was there, bitch, I know. Okay, this is a blessing in itself. I mean, we're gonna be like, you're okay, but like, yeah, we have to be like, you're okay, give me cuddles. We have to give him cuddles, okay. Except when I open my mouth, the only thing that spills from it is my own relief. Despite myself, despite the rational part of my brain screaming everything wrong about Zach's neat little plan, I've had so many close calls within just a single night. Zach showing up in Isabella's doorstep, alive, whole, and unharmed. I might as well take comfort in it while I can.
You're okay.
Give him cuddles! Do cuddles on him!
You did tell me not to do anything stupid.
Do cuddles on him! Suddenly the whole room feels too heavy, and all I'm able to do is drop down on the couch. No, give him cuddles! Give cuddles. Why don't you do cuddles? Okay. A headache also threatens to burst in the same moment, or perhaps this is what release from anxiety feels like. Regardless, I reach a hand to pinch the bridge of my nose, even if it'll likely do nothing to alleviate the impending pain.
Christ, you were right there! We have this stupid curse thing going on, and you were right there! You just walked up inside a private property!
He's doing the other option as well, I guess.
Those people can easily sue you for breaking and entering, and that's the least of it.
I know, Ash. But I can't just leave things as they are. I've gotta do something. I know you're not very fond of the Wrights, but they don't deserve it if something bad happens. Hannah most of all.
God damn it, Zach, I was worried.
Unexpectedly, he laughs. Not the half-hearted sort he makes when he's awkward or coming up with an excuse. Genuine one. Before my annoyance grows again and I snap at him, though, he suddenly catches me in a headlock. his arms looping around my neck while he grinds his knuckles against my skull. Helpless, I squirm under his grip in protest. Even then, it's hard to do when you're up against a 6-footer.
Zach!
Cuties, cuties, cuties. Okay.
Aw, he's worried. Why didn't you say so? That cool act ain't gonna fool me anymore.
Do cuddles. I love you, boy. Look, I love you guys so much. Okay.
Let go.
He relents soon enough, and though only after he's done ample damage to my hair. I hate it when he does that. For a few moments there, the tense mood finally lightened up, and everything felt like how it used to be before this whole mess began. Makes appreciating little moments like this easier. Still.
Seriously, Zach. Why are you even there?
Told you already. I was looking for you.
Why would I even go there?
Well, you mentioned a plan. I assume that's where you went, since that's where Isabella found the letter. Don't know why the voice acting.
Sorry. I was really at a dead end.
Stop saying dead. The logic in it stuns me into silence, to say the least. Then I remember his hesitance. The tone he's taken before agreeing to go here, and all at once my anger from what he's done wanes.
What is it? What's the new? Which one's new? Oh, look at these cuties!
Oh! She's not done the thing yet. Ooh, she's not done the thing yet. Okay. Zachary arrived at Salem well, tired and frazzled. Upon learning that he had come from the mansion that morning, Ashton could only express his relief that he was safe. An amused Zachary teased him for worrying, much to the other man's embarrassment. Well, partly this is my fault for keeping things vague. Can't berate him for assuming that when I'd only left him with vague answers.
You could have called me.
I did.
I didn't receive any, and my phone was with me.
You're kidding, right? I was at it the whole night.
Well, Michael's not having a good time.
The whole atmosphere in the room changes in 2 heartbeats. Back again to the tension-ridden one plaguing us. Right? Both Zach and Rebecca could have died on this day. This one day. This day. They could have both died. I mean, hell, they might still be able to die this day. We don't know. Oh my god, we're fully in uncharted territory now. We are fully in uncharted territory now. Oh no, I don't like that. I like knowing, no, I don't like that. We're fully in uncharted territory. We have no idea who's gonna live at this spot. No, I hate that. I hate that so much. Okay. Zachary stares at me like I've grown another head. The expression in his eyes questioning, asking for confirmation like my word can't be trusted. Not that I'm holding it against him. Can't even believe the things coming out my mouth these past few hours.
Please tell me you're joking.
You can check my phone logs if you want. I really didn't get any. But do it later. It's more important that you hear what happened at BRC last night. Zach, just as I was about to leave, I saw...
Sup I'm Ash from Delux
City, back as watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble, better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup I'm Ash from Delux City, back as watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble, better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Okay. Sup I'm fooled, yes. Can't beat me. Looking for trouble, better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Okay, I never get to finish that. Abruptly, my phone rings again, blaring its badly sang ringtone throughout the whole room. I want this to be my ringtone so bad. Zach pauses, waiting, and when I pull it up and check the caller ID,
it's Becca.
Sup I'm Ash from Freestyle City. Bangers watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble, better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, okay.
I'll tell her to get here as soon as she can. Excuse me.
Without another word, I slip out of the room and answer the call. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, I want to do more. 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 I have to go. I have to go.
It's time for eats. It's time for eats. I must eats. I must eats. I must eats.
March winds and April showers.